Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz, your host of the Raiders Report. And coming up here on today's live show, the Raiders 2025 schedule release. Now, here's the cool part. The NFL has already leaked a few games, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to talk to you guys about which of the Raiders games have already been leaked, because I'm looking at my sheet down below, and as it stands, I have 7 out of the 18 weeks that the Raiders are going to be having a full season. So the way that we're going to do today's show is this. We're going to go through, we're going to answer some questions, we're going to do some super chats, hashtag Raiders, super chat, get those questions, comments on the show, and then at any point that we get a Raiders game release, I'll break it all down for you here on today's episode, and then if we get any other NFL games out there, I'll also talk about that. If you've tuned in for our NFL free agency live shows in the past, that's how this is going to be. I am relying on the nation to get the questions going, to get the super chats flowing. That way for the next 4 hours, because we're going to be here for 4 hours. The official schedule does not get released until 4 hours from now. And don't get me wrong, there's a chance that we might get the schedule before the Raiders officially announce it or the NFL officially announce it, which is something that we've had over the past few seasons. This is the very first year, though, that Jeremy Chuggs and I are going live for the schedule release. So here's what I'm going to do, and this is always what I try to do on this show. I'm an honest man, and if you want us to be able to do this show every single year from here on out, because I'm sitting in the office, and I'm like, all right, there's a schedule leak, there's a schedule leak. Let's talk about it with the Raiders, but, you know, we've never done this before, so I got to show my bosses today that this is something that we need to do every single year. So if you could hit that like button, if you could comment with us, if you could at least get some questions in with hashtag Raiders or super chat. If this show goes well, we'll do it again next year. That's how the Raiders Report operates. If you don't know, the Las Vegas Raiders will play the New England Patriots September 7th. Week 1, Tom Brady going back to New England. Josh McDaniels is sitting in there in New England. I can't wait for this football game. There's a lot of storylines as well. The Patriots obviously hired Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel was rumored to be the top candidate for Tom Brady. Tom Brady and the Raiders instead go out and get Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll's traveling to New England to take on the Patriots. Drake May, Geno Smith, a lot of good storylines here, and I want to know. I already know where we're going to get some LVs, but if you're rocking with the Raiders, I want to see some LVs down below, because this is what I think. If you're spamming LV right now on May 14th, not only are you a real one, I know that I can count on you week 1 when we go live for a Raiders watch party. Where are we at? I see Mez. What up, dude? King Shab, I see you down there below. Jaime Alvarado, I got you, my brother. Rob Cruz, Raider Text, Evil AJ Hawk, Tyler Dance, Freddie Sanchez, the Merte, sending in the good vibes. What up, Raider Nomad? Taino Raider, I got you down below. Juan Hernandez, always here in the building. Fidel Lozano, always here in the building. Gage Bentley. I wish one day that I could drive a Beam, a Benz, or a Bentley.
Let's go!
Let's go! Come on, man.
Let's go!
I'm pumped up for this schedule to be released.
Woo!
And again, once we get more leaks that end up coming out,
let's go!
We'll be able to break them down for you. But I'm seeing a lot of LVs. Chuggs, can we also roll through the other games that have been confirmed here to us?
Funny enough that you said that, because I was actually going to the next game. Week 3 matchup confirmed up against the Commanders. Initial thoughts, just instant reaction.
Chip Kelly versus Cliff Kingsbury. We're going to be able to find out who the better OC is. I mean, as soon as I saw this one come in, I was like, let's flip and go, man. I mean, that's a tough game. You're going to really get a battle-tested. You know, you got the NFC team, the runner-up in the NFC.
Yeah, they made it to the NFC Championship.
They lost to the Philadelphia Eagles, but that's a really sneaky team in Jaden Daniels, Cliff Kingsbury, a team that is honestly probably believes that they're a Super Bowl caliber team. I don't know who the Raiders play week 2. Obviously, every game means something in the NFL. If you beat the Commanders week 3, I think you're telling everybody, hey, we're legit.
I say this on all my channels as well. Anywhere, any team.
Yep.
Whenever you're going to play at MetLife or at the Commander Stadium, watch out for injuries. Those stadiums absolutely suck. So
yeah, and I think here's the other thing, and I was going to bring this up in my record prediction video, but Geno Smith, how good he played for the Seattle Seahawks the past 3 seasons, indoor compared to outdoor. I know this, the first 2 games so far on the Raiders' schedule, the Patriots week 1, Commanders week 3, outside.
Good news, though.
That means a lot more indoor games. The Raiders have 12 games indoors this season. So that means out of the 15 final games, 12 of those will be indoors. And that's where I want to be playing my best football.
Well, and you want the outdoor games early because
weather.
Yeah, better chance that it's good weather.
Yep, which I almost would make an argument maybe a bad weather game against the Commanders, the team that I do think is going to be able to throw the football effectively, but a ground and pound game. Nonetheless, I do think that having some of those indoor games near the end of the season, again, Geno Smith in 14 indoor games, 30 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 110. Like, we're talking about elite, truly elite numbers. If you don't realize that those are elite numbers, then I don't know how long you've been watching football, but you can't deny that Geno Smith indoors is an elite quarterback based on the numbers that he's provided, on top of the fact of him having one of the worst offensive lines in the National Football League last year. My favorite stat is Geno last season faced an interior pressure rate all season long of 38%. Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl faced an interior pressure rate of 38%. I think it just goes to show what Geno had to deal with all year and the numbers that he was still able to put up. Because when you can shut down Andy Reid and you can shut down Patrick Mahomes, I don't care if you are the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't care what team you are. You tip your cap to that and you go, that's really hell of impressive because nobody's really been able to do it. Let's go to another game that we have here for the Las Vegas Raiders. We're going to jump ahead to Week 10 at the Denver Broncos. Luckily, the Broncos is the only team that we know both the home and away, but this is going to be right around when the NFL trade deadline is. And again, like last year, the NFL trade deadline was November 2nd. So I would imagine, again, based on just how everything works out, remember the Raiders, they played the Bengals Week 9. Week 10 was the NFL trade deadline. The Raiders had a bye week that week. So I would imagine this is going to be the very first game that the Raiders have after the deadline, right? So you're going to be able to make a lot of big-time decisions and evaluate what type of football team that you think that you have. And, players that I would at least keep an eye on. We have NFL Network on in the background, and Jack Best just popped up on screen. They're doing they're remembering all the people that were lost.
Well, it's randomly today.
Orleans. Yeah, well, they're showing the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, randomly today,
schedule release.
They're going to do the schedule release later on this channel, so that's why I put it on this channel.
Sure, yeah. I saw Jack Best in the corner of my eye. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, obviously he's there to, support his brother Tiger and the horrible thing, the attacks on New Year's Day. But, I mean, it's crazy how much I am at times focused on Raiders stuff. And out of the corner of my eye, like, there's Jack Best. But, again, Raiders on the road against the Denver Broncos. Players to keep in mind that if we're not winning football games, Tyree Wilson, could he be dealt? A Dylan Parham, could he be dealt? Maybe a guy like Michael Mayer, could he potentially be dealt? Think about player Thayer Munford that are going to be in that final year of their contract or weren't drafted by this regime, and it's kind of put up or shut up for those guys. Let's go to Week 14, also against the Denver Broncos. Also, huge shout-out to the 914 people we got on today's show. If you haven't already, click that like button. Once we get to 500 likes, I'm going to give a spot to one of our mods for free in the duck race because they do a freaking hell of a job every single day. But you got the Broncos on the road against the Las Vegas Raiders, and I don't know about y'all, the Broncos games, having that win streak that we had and being able to ride that win streak like we did as Raider fans, 8 straight games. I love, my favorite stat was the last time that the Broncos beat the Raiders was December 29, 2019. It was engraved in my mind. I want to be able to get back to that, and I think being able to take care of business against Sean Payton, that's why you hired Pete Carroll. Because Pete Carroll, you put him at a table with Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh, and Sean Payton, and he might have been the only head coach you could have hired that would not be intimidated to sit at that table. And let's be honest, sitting at the AFC West table takes some cojones, and I think Pete Carroll's got the cojones to do it. Let's go to Week 15, tough game. This is a really, really tough game. You're going up against the defending Super Bowl champs on the road in Philadelphia. This, to me, is going to be a ground and pound type game. But the reason why I almost want to circle this one is because, again, and I know that not everybody has the ability to watch every show that we do, but I think for a lot of people that do watch a lot of the shows, this has got to be one of those that you circle because I'm not saying John Spytek, Pete Carroll, the Raiders are copying what the Philadelphia Eagles have tried to do, but you have to admit that they are trying a little bit to copy what the Eagles are doing by going out and getting an Ashton Jeanty, Saquon Barkley, by building in the trenches on that defensive line. That's what Philadelphia was able to do. Philadelphia plays a brand of FU football, and the Silver and Black were able to steal away Anthony Patch, the right-hand man to GM Howie Roseman in Philadelphia. This is a low-key a monumental game, I think, for the Raiders, because you're going to find out Week 15 again how serious we are as a contender. I was going to
say, and Week 15, Week 16 is where the division leaders / number one seeds usually get kind of weeded out. So if either of these teams is in contention for, the division title or a number one or number two seed, usually 15, 16, 17, those weeks are where that's decided. And then we usually see Week 18, a lot of teams rest some starters.
That's wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Let's go to the Week 17 game. Yesterday when Chuggs and I were live on the show, there were some rumors that maybe it'd be Raiders-Giants. I reached out to my guy Jermaine Illuminor, and he basically was like, hey, that would be awesome if the Raiders played the Giants Week 1. It is now official that it's going to be Week 17, December 28th. So this is the Christmas week, if you will. I don't know. I know all the Christmas games have been announced. There's 3 games this season.
I actually have that right here for us. Let me see.
I'm trying to think because I know the Vikings play in the middle slot.
Where Christmas is the maroon. So we've got, the Christmas games are Kansas City at the Broncos.
That's the night Christmas game.
Then we have Dallas at Washington.
That's the morning Christmas game.
And then we have Minnesota at Detroit at Minnesota.
That's the middle Christmas game. That's a slate. I mean, that's a really, really good football slate. I don't know if I'll be live on Christmas yet. I'll be real. It's kind of a TBD just because I haven't been able to go home for a really long time.
Broncos Chiefs.
But Broncos Chiefs on Christmas would be pretty freaking electric. I'm not going to lie. Again, TBD on that one. And then we technically don't have whether it's home or away, but the only other game this one is the only one that have not been able to confirm yet.
Week 18
Chiefs. Again, do not know if it is home or do not know if it is away, but Raiders, Chiefs, Week 18. That's where we stand right now. And again, as we get updates, as more Raiders schedule leaks come in, we will continuously break them down here on the Raiders Report. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button because this is really like the first start of the 2025 season. I mean, yes, we've had free agency. Yes, you've had the draft, and they are the biggest parts of the offseason. But then there is that 2-week lull after the draft. And again, I was excited to see rookie minicamp. It was cool to get to know some of those players. It was really cool to get some of the notes. But at the same time, as soon as you get that schedule, you could start painting that picture in your mind of what you think that this season ends up looking like. And a video that I'll end up doing tomorrow on the show, so make sure you're subscribed, make sure those notifications are turned on, is my official 2025 Raiders record prediction. Which, I'll be real, I was really off last season. I went 8-9 last season, and I thought...
And people were smashing you for it being way too low?
Yeah, which, this is if you can't be a fired-up Raiders fan in the month of May, June, and July, I feel like you have to be. And don't get me wrong, I totally get, people are like, oh, it's the same shit every single year. I hear you loud and clear. But if you're watching Raiders content May, June, and July, put a smile on your face. Let's be happy about it, because I feel really good about this team this season. A lot better than last season. It's the best I felt, honestly, about the Raiders. I hate to say this because this year sucked. It was one that we first traded for Devontae in 2022. But we had Josh McDaniels then. I'm fired up for this football season. So coming up here on today's show, we're going to continue to break down Raiders schedule leaks when we end up getting them. Any other NFL leaks that happen, like the Chargers-Cowboys Week 16. That game just came out. So the Chargers will play the Cowboys Week 16. Another game that came out, Cardinals at Cowboys Week 9, Monday Night Football. Cool. Yeah, so anytime we get updates, I see another one here is Colts-Jags Week 14, Jaguars at Colts Week 17. There actually are a few teams that already have their entire schedule out.
Yeah.
The Raiders historically have always been one of the very last football teams to get their schedule out, which is actually the entire reason why we decided to do today's live show. So we will also break down any Raiders news that happens today. Maybe some happens, maybe it doesn't. I don't really know. Right now, I think the biggest Raiders news of the day is they're coming out with a movie called Madden.
I saw that. Nick Cage.
Nick Cage is going to be playing John Madden, and then Christian Bale is going to be playing Al Davis, which, what's a bigger role, Batman or Al Davis? I'm not sure. I'm not like a big movie watcher. I know. I know it's Batman, and I love Al Davis, but let's be real. Hey, I'll tell you this. Al Davis, the black hole, can we get the Dark Knight Rises too? And it's just Al Davis. I'm in on that.
We also have today's Raiders news.
Yep, and then a $20 duck race at the very end of today's show. So if anybody wants a chance to win some money, $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. I'm looking at that duck, and I feel like I've seen that duck before.
Yeah?
Does that duck waddle? Does it quack?
I don't know what you mean, man.
I have to get close, but I'm worried if I get any closer to where I have to read, that's a lawsuit on that duck. I'm not ducking around.
I just searched rubber duck, and this was the first one that came up. So I don't know.
I'll be real. I'm not surprised at all that that's the very first one. Speaking of being the very first one, I see my man Darth Fatass is getting in for the duck race. First guy getting in. Shout out to Darth for being a flippin' real one, man.
Someone's got to step in the pool.
Someone's got to be able to jump in the pool. So today's Super Chat deals are as followed, which I think let's put that 100 likes. Let's bump that up to every 500 or every, 250. What do you want to do?
We'll do 300.
Every 300? All right, because that way we already owe one. Again, I don't know how shows that I've never done before end up doing, so kind of bear with me a little bit. If you do want a chance to win an Ashton Jeanty jersey, $5 Super Chat or Super Thanks to get into our May jersey raffle for Jeanty. Venmo, Mitchell Renz 365 to get in the duck race. Every $100 we get today, I'm not going to do a beer bong. So you can just do a bang.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, we're just banging today. I'm going to be honest. The drinking not going to happen today, though we are going to party on Friday because what we will do is our Madden watch party for Week 1, Raiders-Patriots. Chuggs already ran the sim. He said it's a really good game. So I'm kind of hoping that it ends very similar to Jakobi Meyers, the Chandler Jones, go Chandler touchdown. If we could figure out how to do that on a Madden sim, that would be iconic.
It has a insane ending. I'll tell you that.
All right. I'm looking forward to it. So if anybody out there wants to compete in our bang competition, $100, you're going to get some bangs. But then right now, our May front runners are Cass Joey, Fabian Moreno. Shout out to both of y'all. And again, if anybody wants to get their questions, comments on the show, it's hashtag Raiders or Super Chat to get those questions and comments up here on today's program. Let's roll through some Super Chats here on the Raiders Report while we wait to see if there's any more Raiders schedule leaks. Raider Muerte, thank you so much, man. I know you're always here. I know that you take a lot of time out of your day to listen and watch what we do, and those are the biggest thank yous that you could possibly give because people like you is why I'm able to go live 4 hours before a schedule is released, and I'm able to just chop it up and have a good time with the nation. I will say this. Somebody asked Mitch, what's the only way to get you to drink today? It's not going to be money-related unless somebody breaks Raider Ron's record or something crazy like that. How about this? If we get to 194,000 subs, let's do something that's not money-related. If we get to 194,000 subs today, which that means we need, honestly, it's probably like 160 subs, then I'll give you guys a happy hour deal. But we'll only do happy hour for 1 hour. What up, Val? Val Savage. What up, Mitch? I live in Boston. Dude, I need to get back out to Boston. It's been a city that I really, really want to try to get out to. It's beautiful in the summer. Blows in the winter. I'm going to be at the Raiders New England game and tailgating with my Pats buddies. Pull up, have a few beers, screaming bang and Raiders. You must be new to the show, and that's totally okay. I would love to be able to go to games, but the reason why I think the Raiders Report honestly did get popular back during COVID is because when COVID happened, people couldn't go to the games. I said, let's do watch parties. Let's give people a way to kind of get that Raiders game day atmosphere. And let's be honest, going to Raiders games are expensive. So if you want to be able to watch the game, hang out with the nation on a live platform, I'm always going to be live on game days. Though, if you do know exactly where you're going to be, let me know. I got a lot of friends actually in the Boston area. I used to live in Saugus, Massachusetts for like 8 months. And that's actually how I learned how to do a lot of marketing, a big reason why I think I'm here at Chat Sports and doing the Raiders Report right now. But It's going to be electric, dude. It's going to be a hell of a game, and I hope the Raiders can get off to an early 1-0 start. Make sure you're repping that silver and black, though. What up, Steve? New picture. Uh-oh. Steve L. I don't know how you got sexier, Steve, but I think you did.
Hell yeah.
This looks like one of those AI photos where if you were to go into your Grok on Twitter and say, can you get me a picture of a Raiders fan that's probably a DILF? And this is what it's spitting out. Steve L. Excited to see who will be battling this season. Thank you for the updates, Mitch. Steve L. Try to stay a little drier, my man. Let's go to Mike Lopez. Trade for Hendrickson to pair him up with Mad Max. So I actually talked about this yesterday on the Raiders Report, Mike. And again, if anybody wants to go check out the video, it's already on the channel. I gave my 2 cents on if, A, the Raiders should sign Derek Carr to a one-day contract. I also spoke about potentially, looking at Trey Hendrickson, potentially looking at, there was another player that we talked about, Asante Samuel Jr., because he had an injury update, or he had a visit update. The only reason why I'm not interested in Hendrickson is, it's not that I don't think he's a good player. He is a good player. But there's actually been other NFL players that have come out and say that Hendrickson is a selfish player. What do I mean by that? It's like he really only tries to go out and get sacks, and there's not like only one person that says this. There are multiple players that say that. And again, I think Trey Hendrickson's a good player, but I don't want to give Hendrickson $30 million. To me, if I got to give $30 million, I'd rather invest that money personally to go out and get in a free safety. I'd rather invest that money and maybe going out and get another linebacker. I'd rather invest that money in extending Kolton Miller and extending Jakobi Meyers. Like, to me, yes, Hendrickson is a good player, but I know where defensive line is already very solid, and I don't know if Hendrickson is a player that I actually think is as good as what 17.5 sacks look at, right? Because I bet if people only looked at sacks and sacks alone, people would say Trey Hendrickson has had 17.5 sacks back-to-back seasons. He's better than Maxx Crosby, but let's be honest with ourselves, it's not close. It's also the Bengals have been in a lot of high-scoring games, a lot of opportunities for Hendrickson to pin his ears back. Good player. I just think that we could allocate our money in a smarter way. Isaac Hernandez, what's up, my brother? Semper Fi, officially retired. You son of a gun. I mean, I'll tell you what, being officially retired's got to be a hell of a feeling. It's got to be a hell of a feeling. And you know what? You know what else is a hell of a feeling? Getting to 400 likes. Chuggs, can I get my first Wheel of Deal spins? Today's show is going to be a lot of fun if you guys have a lot of fun with our Wheel of Deals. Now, I will break down what each deal is when it happens or if it happens. But let's get a spin here. We're going to do every 300 likes, we will do a spin. So that means we are 200 likes away. All right, so this one is 2 free ducks, which means I'm going to give away 2 free ducks to the next 2 people that send in a $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365 for a chance to win some money. I should also say this is coming in after the people that have already gotten in the race. So to Raymond Sanchez, you are in. Manuel Ruiz, I got you. I see Raider fan for life, you in. Elias Amador, I got you. Brian Johnson, you in. And then Martin Eli. So that means as it stands right now, it is a $20 Venmo to win $70. The next 2 people that send in a $20 Venmo, I'm going to give you a free duck on the house here at the Raiders Report. We got 1,150 people rocking Zalesbo. I see you. I appreciate you. Big Luck. I see you. I appreciate you. Also, Big Luck. Is that an updated photo? Love it. Martin. Bonjour to you. I also see Tommy, Steven Gutierrez, Robert Jansen, Dan78. Lot of real ones today, which that's what this show is about. This show is all about being able to hang out with y'all and do something that we've never been able to do before here on the show. And if you're having a good time, hey, easy ways to support the channel. Hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Are you going to a game this season? We already had one person super chat earlier, said they're going to the Raiders and Patriots game. And as much as I'd love to be able to go to that one, Val, are you guys planning on going to a game? So my dad actually called me this morning, and I don't know if anybody has the hookup, but if you want to go to a game with my dad, he said he would love to go to a game. So my dad's brother is a Giants fan, and my dad is obviously a Jets fan, but he'll be rocking some Raiders stuff. Essentially, if you got a ticket and you want to go to a Raiders game with my dad and my uncle Wayne, who was a Giants fan, and let's say you got 4 tickets and you want to be able to hang out with 2 other random dudes, I think I'll tell you this, they're a good time.
They're a good time.
They're a good time.
First beer on Richie.
Oh, dude, Richie's buying. Like, I'll tell you that. If you guys are providing the tickets, Richie's going to buy some beers. Because I'll tell you this might surprise you. My dad is not afraid to have a drink or two. He's not afraid to have a good time. Maybe he gets it from watching the Raiders report, but with Richie, I guarantee you this. You take him, it's going to be happy hour for all 4 quarters. That's maybe a problem. Ryan, the creature feature. Do you believe the Raiders could lead the league in rushing and passing this year? Love the show. Been here for years. Get me in for that jersey. If you were to ask me which one do I think is more likely, rushing or passing, I would say rushing, just because I think that this is going to be an offense that actually does try to slow you down a lot more than what people realize, and they are going to try to run the football. It's why they drafted Ashton Jeanty. But this is going to be a balanced attack. And I think that's what makes Chip Kelly offenses really fun to watch. He uses his players in the right way. The Raiders, I think, can beat you in a whole bunch of different ways. Like, if they need to pass, the Raiders are going to be able to pass. If the Raiders need to be able to pound the rock, they're going to be able to pound the rock. If they need to be able to mix it up, they're going to be able to mix it up. And I would say rushing is the chance to be the leader more than the passing. But right now, I would say that both top 12 is a possibility. And that might be a shock to some people out there, but I'm just that confident in Geno Smith. I'm that confident in this Raiders regime, and I just think that this is going to be a really good football year for the Raiders. Again, Geno's a lot better indoors, and we got 12 indoor games this season. Ryan, appreciate the super, appreciate the question. Let's keep it moving here on the show.
Mr. Muerte.
What up, Muerte? I did just refresh my phone, and the people that are getting the free ducks or I see Mike Van Leuven, you're getting a free duck. Hunter Jackson, you're getting a free duck. And actually, the person that came in third, his name is Sean Irish. And Sean, just because I think you're such a good dude for helping us out, again, back during free agency, I'm going to give you a free duck on the house, Sean, just because, again, you're a legend, and I really, really greatly appreciate you. Frankie Mendez, I got you. You're in. Jerry Watson, you are in. And then Sean Forbes, as it stands right now, it is a $20 Venmo for a chance to go home with $160 here on the Raiders Report. What up, Muerte? Not really Raider related, but found out recently my mother-in-law's friend's daughter is dating Cam Scatterbo.
No way.
I love that you're saying not really Raiders related. I'm going to be honest. The only way that this is Raiders related is if we were like breaking news. The Raiders were playing the Giants week 17, right? Which maybe it's when you sent this in. My mother-in-law's friend's daughter, I mean, that's a connection, is dating Cam Scatterbo.
Or at least slept with him.
I mean, I've heard Arizona State's not a party school.
Yeah, not really a party school.
But I've also heard it's a party school.
Yeah. Depends on who you ask.
It definitely depends on who you ask. Though, this is a hell of a connection. If you can get him on a program, my guy Marsh, I'm sure would love to have him on. Bro, you Chuggs come to Houston game. Luckily, we will. We will be there. I don't know when that game is going to be. Now, again, will we be there for the game? At the game? No. Will we go to Houston to hang out with Raider Nation and hang out with Texans guys down there?
Texans Nation?
No. Yes, we will be down in Houston. Again, I'm not going to drive. Chuggs is going to drive. I'm paying for gas. I think that's how that agreement is worked out. I think that's one. Yeah, I don't want to drive, which everyone knows that. What up, Kel? Kel, don't sleep on us now, man. Do an instant win-loss prediction when it's out. Instant, not quite instant. The way that today's program is going to go is as soon as we get the entire schedule, I will just do here's the Las Vegas Raiders 2025 schedule breakdown. And again, it's more for the people that maybe couldn't watch us live for the entire day and don't know exactly. I would almost look at it as like at the end of the NFL draft, I do my video on here's the Raiders NFL draft. But the video that you guys will get bright and early tomorrow, the very first show that I'll do tomorrow, will be my Las Vegas Raiders official win-loss prediction, where I do it based on each game. I give you my score prediction, and Chuggs yells at me for not having a tie in there. So that video will be tomorrow morning. Probably be on the lookout for that at like 10 a.m. Eastern time is probably when I'm going to try to get that bad boy out. But I might film it tonight and put it out tomorrow. It's just TBD. But yes, you could definitely expect that video. Hit that subscribe button, which actually, Kel, how many people voted on the live poll up top? Because right now I see 1,400 votes, and it looks like right now the top vote getter for how many games will the Raiders win this season is 9. That looks like right now the top one, which, you know what? I think it's a good opportunity to give some shout-outs here. Predict the Raiders' record in 2025.
I'm going to go. What?
I know. The only number that I know that you're going to give me is the third digit.
I'm going 9,
Yep.
7-1.
There you go.
9-7-1 is my official Raiders 2025 schedule prediction.
I'm telling you that there's way too many people.
9-7-1.
9-7-1. Whenever that day happens, that the Raiders do tie,
hallelujah.
I think people are going to be running to this stream left and right just to see your reaction. And if the Raiders tied the Texans, that low-key would be hilarious.
Bro. That
would be hilarious.
That'd be
that
my
would
best
be,
day of my life.
Or Smitty's, you know what? He said it a few times yesterday.
If the Raiders tie this year, everybody in here owes me $1 Venmo.
That's fair.
At Jeremy Chuggs.
Dan
you
78
down?
says 20-0.
You down?
What is it?
Everybody in the chat right now, including you, if the Raiders tie this year, everybody owes me a $1 Venmo.
I will definitely send you a $1.
At
Venmo
Jeremy
if they
Chuggs.
tie.
Say bet if you. Patrick B says bet. Say bet if you agree.
All right, here's my question to you. Do you send a $1 Venmo to everybody here if they don't tie?
No, because that's way less likely.
All right, I'm
I'll
just
send a
making
1
sure.
cent to everybody who remembers.
There you go.
You have to remember, though, and message me on Twitter and retweet my pin tweet.
And follow me on Instagram and on Twitter.
Yeah.
And make sure that you prank call David Zahn. All right, predict the Raiders' record in 2025. Let's see what we got here.
A lot of 10-6-1s, a lot of 9-7-1s.
I saw a 20-0 from Dan, which I love the mindset, Dan. I got one here from 13-3 from Chris. Steven Gutierrez, 7-10. David's going to go with 11-6. Brandon Martinez, 6-11. Hopefully not, though. Mez going to go with 10-7. Kami says floor 6-11, ceiling 10-6-1. I'll tell you this, I actually don't mind that take. And I know there's a wide
10-6-1 is the ceiling.
If you told me what's the most amount of games you think the Raiders win this year, I'll go 10 games. Like, I think 10 games is a lot of games to win, but then I'm going to make an argument that 9 games is, that's a good year for the Raiders. I don't think 8 is a good year, though. If they finish with 8, I'd say it's still a massive improvement from the year before. But then again, man, if Geno's out there cooking and this team's really freaking moving the football the way that I'm hoping that they're moving the football, because defense is a bigger concern for me right now than offense. I'm just being very transparent. Maybe 11 wins they could get to, but this is the time of the year. Huh?
No.
Oh, dude, I get it now. What up, Dugador? Yo, what's up? Mitch and Chuggs. Low-key, that's a banger. That's a banger joke. Opponent you're most excited to see us play this season?
The Raiders are obviously playing the Patriots, Commanders, and then their division rivals. They're playing the Eagles. They're also playing the Jags, the Titans.
Cowboys has got to be a game.
Cowboys, Browns, Texans, Colts, Chargers.
Like Raiders, Cowboys playing the same year that I'm going to get married. The amount of bragging rights on that game they're monumental, quite frankly. The lame answer is to say week 1 because you always got to start off with week 1. But that is a hell of a storyline, watching Tom Brady go back to New England. And it's going to be the Raiders, Pete Carroll,
McDaniels.
Mike Vrabel, Josh flipping McDaniels. I mean, it's going to be fun. That game to me is going to be a lot of fun. But any Chiefs game you got to look forward to. Obviously, I want to get some revenge on the Broncos.
The only thing that would make that game better for me is if somehow Amir Abdullah ended up on the Patriots 53-man roster.
Oh, dude, I was talking to his name is Marcus Johnson. He does a lot of stuff for the Raiders. Does a good job. He does a show on YouTube called Tape. It's like Tape Don't Lie or something like that. I've watched him a few times. Good job. And when the Raiders and Patriots game ended up coming out, he literally was like, Patrick Graham's going to be prepared for the Josh McDaniels trick play at the 50. And I commented, and the screen for Amir Abdullah, running back screen on 3rd and long, which, like, it blew my mind how often Josh McDaniels running the trick play. He probably thinks that he's going up against his 9-year-old kid playing Madden. Like, he's never going to guess what I'm going to do here. It's like, Josh, you've done the same trick play for 6 weeks in a row. Let's mix it up here a little bit. What up, Yoda? Mahalo got the FKC jersey. Going to try and make it to a Raiders home game this December. Did just get a leak here. Texans at Seahawks, Week 7, Monday Night Football.
Another Monday night.
Monday Nighter.
Dun.
Sam Darnold, C.J. Stroud. I will say it's kind of a miss by the NFL to not get Pete Carroll and the Raiders up against Seahawks. And I know that the opponents came out before, but I do think that opponents got to be announced. Like, it would be so much better if they did, like, opponents announced later on, and then they could figure out. Because if you made a schedule and you don't have Pete Carroll going up against Seattle, like, that's
if they
that's
have
bad.
one, if they added one more game, they should have that game be as, like, you know, the Joker game or, like, the wild card game, where it's like it could be any opponent that, like, the NFL deems would be, like, a good matchup.
That's actually a fun idea.
Like,
that's actually a fun, like,
Cowboys Texans.
If every single game, it's kind of like the mystery box. That's kind of fun.
NFL has its own lottery, and that's the lottery of your Week 18 game.
I mean, if the NFL can put out a game where Week 18, the time is always TBD, and I get that.
Your opponent's TBD.
Your opponent's TBD. That's fun. It's kind of fun. It's like that's literally like the NBA draft lottery for teams. It's like we have a 1% chance to play this team Week 19. That sounds weird, though, Week 19. Let's go to Kai. Why is this Texans guy predicting our record?
Mitch is a Raiders fan.
I'll say I'm a Raiders fan. And, you know, here's the thing, Kai. Chuggs is just as much a part of the nation as a lot of us. He's done a lot of good work here on this show. We're a company trying to do our best, but
Kai, I bet I know more about the Raiders than you do.
I hope, quite frankly. If not, Kai, we are hiring. Raiders, chatsports.com/Raiders producer.
Yeah. If you think you can do such a better job, well, then why don't you apply at chatsports.com/Raiders producer?
Yeah, and again, like I think he can be a Texans fan, but Chuggs loves Raider Nation. So
wait, do we have that?
What?
Oh, we don't have that link up there.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if I put it up there. I used the same copy and doc that I did for last year. Chatsports.com/Raiders producer if you want an opportunity to work with Jeremy Chuggs and I. Reminder again that the NFL schedule release actual time is at 8 p.m. Eastern. We've already had several of the Raiders games be leaked out, though there's actually already some teams that have the entire schedule leaked out. Once we do end up getting the entire Raiders schedule, we'll break it all down for you guys here on today's show. But my plan is to stay live until we get the Raiders schedule. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, we will. Once we get the Raiders schedule, we're going to break it down here on the show, and then depending on how we feel or, you know, some extracurriculars or whatnot, we'll either do it live or right after we get off Mitch's record prediction.
Yep. We'll let you guys
and I
know.
just put the link in the chat too.
That is
fries
correct.
in the bag.
Michael Mack, I got you in for the duck race. And then Jerry Kester, you, sir, are also in the duck race. Phyllis says, who's week 1? The New England Patriots on the road in New England. My question to the nation. The Las Vegas Raiders have to score blank points week 1 to beat the Patriots. What's the number? If the Raiders got to win, they have to score blank points to beat the Patriots. I have my number in mind that I would want. I will say that there could be a little bit of, you got to get to know your teammates. You got to get to know the players around you. And that could come with time. Got to get to know Chip Kelly. Got to be able to feel out what works, what doesn't work. But the number that I personally have is, well, I'll wait to say mine. Raiders 69 says 2 points. If we score 2 and win, I don't know if that's a great game or
maybe against the Vikings.
Oh, that's true. That 3-2 Vikings game and 4 days later the Raiders win 63-21 is the craziest 4 days of football I think I've ever seen, quite frankly. Phyllis going to go 21. Mez going to go with 31. I see Sean says 3, so you're predicting a shutout. I like it. Danny's going to go with 43. 27 from Raider Nation, 80. King Zay is going to go with a 31. 69 from Rebel. Wouldn't want it any other way. Roger Chandler's 28. Raider Nation 80 says 23. Luis Calderon says 23. The answer that I'm going to go with is actually the answer that I see Taino going with, and it's 24. And I know when Antonio Pierce was hired in the year 2024, that was like the number that he always said. We got to figure out how to get to 24. We got to get to 24. And that's kind of the number that I think is always the sweet spot. Plus, the Patriots offense doesn't scare me. Now, maybe that's just because they have Josh McDaniels, but I know they have Stephon Diggs. He's still got to be able to show that he's 100% healthy. But I do think that the Raiders are the better team. I really do. I think the Raiders are the better team. 24 is going to be the number I go with. What up, Savior? Raiders, hey, Mitch and Chuggs, about to graduate this weekend. Go Hawks and Raiders. Are you like an Atlanta Hawks fan or are you like a Seahawks and Raiders fan? Saw that you guys are hiring and applied. Love to work for you guys in Chat Sports. Represent Raider Nation. Dude, I mean, again, there's a lot of different qualifications in there. I know my bosses have already started to kind of like pick some of the candidates that they're looking for. I promise you this, though. I will look at every single cover letter. I will see every single resume. I will review everybody's application. And, you know, obviously we can only pick one person, but the fact that you took time out of your day to do that means a lot to me. The fact that you want to be a part of our team means a lot to me. I know that you guys probably know me as Mitchell Renz, Raiders Report host, but, you know, honestly, I'm almost just as proud as to say I'm Mitchell Renz, a helper to create Chat Sports, kind of grow where, you know, a lot of my really good friends now are also have the opportunity to live their dreams, right? Like, and that's a huge, huge pat on the back, I would say, for what the Raiders Report has been able to do and help create along the way. But thank you for wanting to join. I'll tell you this, like, again, we're going to party. We're going to have a good time. We're going to work our you-know-what's off, but I'll be on the lookout for it, man. I really will. Let's go to Thugador. What do you think about a 20-game season with 2 bye weeks?
Too much.
I actually think it would be easier on your body to have 2 bye weeks and play 20 games than 1 bye week.
See, and this is where they need to kind of cut a line.
Then ditch the preseason games.
We're talking about the NFL. We want more games. But we look at other leagues that have a super long season,
and
everybody's like, we kind of need to shorten it down. That's the one biggest complaint about baseball, NBA, hockey, is that the seasons are too long.
I still think this, though. Football, I literally, like, at what point I think football games will always matter. Like, I don't think it's ever going to get to a point where it's never going to be 30 games. It's never going to be 24.
But if we have a 20-game season,
sure,
and by week 16, we already know who's in and out, so you're telling me we have 4 weeks of meaningless football before the playoffs?
It'd be tough.
I don't want that. I'd rather you add more people in the playoffs than do a 20-game season.
I mean, already 14 out of 32 make it.
Add
2 more. I think 2 more would be the max.
Yeah, I'd rather do that and have 2 teams with bye weeks or
what if nobody gets a bye week?
Yeah, nobody gets a bye week.
March Madness style.
Yeah,
that would be fun. Be kind of fun. Dan says add more teams. Honestly, being a Raiders fan, adding more teams helps. Like, if we could just have 1 more in there, get it in there. Though again, like I like the fact that they already added at least 1 more. We'll see though. We'll see. Thugador, shout out to you, man. Let's go to Kai. Wasn't hating, but I'm from Oakland, bro. Don't come at me. Just saying, don't say we're going to win 7 games because watching since I was 15, so chill out.
1, I didn't say 7 games. I said 9, 7, and 1. So, Kai, you got to listen better.
Yeah.
2, if you've been watching
Kai was on the BART. He couldn't hear you.
Kai, if you've been watching since you're 15, you might be 16 because I don't know. It doesn't sound like you have great listening skills.
We missed out on a number or 2. Kai, I hear you.
I'm mad because I can't listen.
You kind of were hating, though. Like, it would be like saying no offense and then saying something offensive. It's like, I know.
No hate, but,
hey, why is this guy on the show?
No hate, but you're kind of a dumbass.
Kai, it's all love, man.
No hate, though, Kai.
Let's go to Evil Mitch. Raiders, 49ers, Super Bowl, Levi Stadium. Book it.
Oh, dude, that would be – this channel would fly through the moon if it was Niners-Raiders.
Yeah, in all honesty, I actually think that Raiders-Niners or Raiders-Cowboys would be the two. I mean, I think it'd be the biggest show that I've ever done. It'd be the most eyeballs we've ever had on us. But could you imagine the chaos in the Bay if that was the case? I've seen some. I mean, Raiders-49ers preseason games. People, the Raiders and 49ers literally weren't allowed to play each other for many years in the NFL because it was unsafe.
Raiders-Cowboys?
A Raiders-Niners Super Bowl would be it'd be interesting. I'll tell you that. It would be a great rivalry, no doubt about it, but man oh man. Be safe is all I'm going to say.
Raiders-Cowboys Super Bowl would be great for this company.
Oh yeah. Raiders-Bears, Raiders-Cowboys, Raiders-49ers, Raiders-Giants.
Hey, new profile pick alert.
Oh, dude, this guy's dripping.
Big luck, new profile pick alert.
Yeah, it looks like he's about to get big lucky with that new profile pick. He's like, have you ever heard of me? I'm Big Luck. I'm a mod on Raiders Report. Yes, this is what I look like. NFL schedule leak coming in here. Buccaneers at Lions, Week 7, Monday Night Football. Everyone's like, all right, now I can go to bed. Rebels like, let's go eat after hearing that Week 7 Monday Night Football game. Who is ready for the Houston takeover? I'm ready for the Houston takeover. It's going to be fun. I've never been to Houston. We're going to have to get some good food. Going to have to get some good drinks. If somebody wants to set up a spot where you already know you're going to do a meetup, that helps me out just because, again, during the regular season, we got a lot of different stuff going on, and I'm not saying that you guys aren't busy as well. I know that everybody is busy in today's day and age, but if somebody was like, hey, I own a restaurant in Houston, I would love to host you, let me know it, give me the details, I'll put it up on the show, and I'll tell people to meet there. I honestly, it'd be a lot easier on me. And be a cool opportunity also to, give somebody business. That's what the show's about. What up, Martin? Love the jersey. Who's playing in the UK this season?
I have it.
I was going to say, if you already have it.
Yeah. Let me just pull it up really quick. The games abroad are as follows. It's going to be in Sao Paulo, Chiefs versus Chargers. In Dublin.
UK.
Oh, no, I was just going through all of those.
Oh, I got you.
In Dublin, it's going to be Vikings versus Steelers. London, Vikings versus Browns. London, Broncos versus Jets. You can get some FSAMs.
The Vikings-Browns game is October 5th.
Yep. And next week is October 12th, Broncos versus Jets.
Yep.
And then the next week, there's 3 straight weeks. The next week is Rams versus Jags, your home team.
Yeah.
And then we got we got a game not 2 games. We got 1 game in Germany, which I don't know how far that is away from you, Martin, but I know Europe countries are much closer together than,
There's a pond.
No, Europe countries are all together. And like oh, wait, no, to England, yeah. That's true.
Let's say there's a pond.
But you can.
Oh, yeah, it's
you
easy
can go
flight.
ferry.
Dude, probably.
Something. I don't know how it works.
Martin kind of looks like a ferry.
In Berlin, there is Falcons Colts, and then
I'm just kidding, Martin.
In Madrid,
yeah,
Commanders Dolphins.
I was kind of pissed off that the Raiders didn't get an international game.
They haven't in a while.
I know they haven't. And I think that Raider Nation has a great population. I mean, like in Mexico City, I think it should have been the Raiders.
So they're not going to do a Mexico City game. I don't know about this year or next year because they're preparing for the World Cup.
Oh,
because their stadiums need a renovation.
Yeah, that's true. Steven Gutierrez, I'm going to go with a no. Maybe next year, though. Maybe next year. Another NFL schedule leak. Panthers at Falcons, Week 11. Another rivalry game. I'll tell you this. Actually, do you have all the Thursday night games?
Yeah, Harrison put it in.
I was going to say there was somewhere where all the Thursday night games. For those of you that don't know, Chuggs and I, not only do we go live for every single Raiders game, but we also go live on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, so
a lot of good Thursday Night Football games.
Thursday Night Football, obviously we have the week 1 game, which is Eagles-Cowboys. According to this, which this is I'm not sure if it's 100% accurate, but week 2 they have Washington at Green Bay. Week 3, Miami at Buffalo. Week 4, Seattle at Arizona. Week 5, San Francisco at the Rams. Week 6, Philly at Giants. 7, Steelers at Bengals. 8, Minnesota at Chargers. 9, Baltimore at Miami. 10, Raiders at Broncos. Little Thursday Night Football action. We forgot to mention that with the Week 10 matchup for the Raiders. Week 11, Jets at Patriots. Week 12, Buffalo at Houston. Then Black Friday, Chicago at Philadelphia. Week 14, Dallas at Detroit. That'll be a good game. That'll be a really good game. Week 15, Atlanta at Tampa Bay. I like that too, a little division rival game. Then Rams at Seattle. And week 17, it says Broncos at Chiefs. Did you get it?
Yep. No, I was seeing all the messages in Dallas HQ.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yep. No doubt. That's funny. That's awesome. He actually just messaged me today. Wild.
This person must have not watched our show yesterday.
What would we have to trade for Hendrickson? Not only are you going to have to give up, I mean, again, if I'm the Bengals, I want a second-round pick. Like, I would want a high pick. I don't want to give up a second, third. I don't want to give up anything like that for Trey Hendrickson. Hell, there's some people that think maybe you got to give up a first-rounder for him. Not going to do it.
Plus, you have to pay him.
Plus, you got to pay him. Like, he said, or it's been reported, he's looking for $30 million a year. No chance in hell. No chance in hell am I interested in that. What up, Savior? The University of Iowa is where I'm graduating. I applied last week. Again, love what you guys do. Also think we win at least 9 games this upcoming season. Iowa. I'm a Penn Stater, so I don't know if I get down with the Iowa Hawkeyes. No, dude, that's great school.
Application has been thrown out.
You just got to give me a "we are" on your interview, and I'll see what we can do. No, but I really greatly appreciate, again, the fact that you're reaching out. I think if you want to get in sports, probably anything in today's day and age, it's about networking. It's about reaching out to people. I will say
this to the chat and to everybody here. To keep it fair, our bosses are weeding down the initial applications, and then me and Mitch are going to see who they've weeded down.
Correct. Now, with that being said, I did also tell them that I do at least want to read. I do at least want to just see every single application that came in, just because that means a lot to me. And again, I felt like we had to make it the most fair way possible. So we're gonna let the bosses kind of weed out some of the contestants. I guess, is that the right word? Applicants. Applicants, the better word. And then we'll go from there. But the fact that you're showing interest, huge shout out to you, man. Got an NFL schedule leak, Week 17, Sunday Night Football. I think we already had this one. Bears, 49ers. Week 17, Sunday Night Football, Bears at 49ers. Interesting. Danny, contestants. Yeah, probably wasn't the right word, Danny. Let's go to Just for Kicks. You rather have a bye week earlier in the year or later? If it's up to me, later. And it can also depend, right, where I know Max has said this before, but because the Raiders' bye week one year, this past season, was a little bit later, he tried to play through an injury that if they had a bye week earlier, he might have tried to rest up that knee a little bit. It can really depend, right? It can depend if you got to get rested up and you need to be healthy. To me, I usually look for right in the middle of the year, though. A nice little Week 9, Week 10, Week 11, somewhere in there is usually when I like to get that Raiders bye week. I think the worst bye week is Week 4. That's early.
Would you rather have that or the late one? Which actually, great question right here from, I don't know if this is the one you were reading. But
no, it was a super best week for the bye. I say 10, 11. I'd say 9, 10, and 11.
Texans had it week 14 last year, and it sucked.
I mean, it can be good. I mean, literally, it can be good at any bye week. It literally is depending on the team. Like, if C.J. Stroud got hurt, right, and needed an extra week, you'd be like, wow, that's a perfectly timed bye week, week 4. Or that's a perfectly timed bye week, week 14. For the Raiders, though, a team that really predicates themselves, I think, this season on having a deeper roster, I do think having a bye week a little bit later on this season is probably the way to go. Or the way that I would like for it to go. Obviously, you don't control. You don't control. Guys, I don't even know what that means. Sorry, Piano Man. Don't know what you're saying. Evil AJ Hawk.
Oh, it's the Chargers put out their Pop-Tart things or whatever again.
Gotcha.
Which we are 30 likes away from another wheel spin.
Ooh,
Mitch.
Another wheel spin deal. I don't know if we're going to get there. I hope that we do. Reminder, every 300 likes that we get here on today's program, we got a whole wheel full of deals. And if you don't know what our deals already are today on the program, $5 Super Chat, you're going to be entered in for a chance to win an Ashton Jeanty jersey. We're going to do that raffle at the very, very end of the month of May. If you want to get an opportunity to get in for our duck race, it is a $20 Venmo to get in that duck race, which the last time that I checked, it was $20 to win $180 on the program today. If you send in a hundo, that means you're banging. You're entering our May Bang competition, and you would be the MVP so far of today's program. And if you want to get your questions or comments on the show, use Super Chat or you use hashtag Raiders to get on the screen. It is a huge, huge help on shows like this because we haven't gotten a Raiders schedule leak in probably 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was coming in, and I looked at Chuggs, and I go, should we go live early? And he goes, the only way we're going live early is if we get the full schedule. And I was like, all right. Imagine if we would have went live 2 hours before that. This would have been an uphill battle. What up, Evil AJ? Primetime Raider game prediction. Well, we already know we got a Thursday night game, Week 10, against the Denver Broncos.
I was debating with the guys in the office earlier. Thursday Night Football, do we count that as a true primetime? I feel like that's the ugly stepsister of primetime games. Like, that's like being like, you get a steak dinner, but it's from, like a fast food restaurant.
Sure.
Like, technically you're eating out and it's a steak dinner, but I don't know. How do you feel about Thursday night as being like prime time? I know it's a standalone game. Out of the three, though, Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night, it definitely has the least aura.
Sorry. We just got the Chiefs games. So the Raiders will play the Kansas City Chiefs on the road in Arrowhead Week 7, and the Raiders versus Chiefs Week 18 game at home.
All righty. So Week 18 at KC?
No. Raiders at Chiefs Week 7. Raiders at Chiefs Week 7.
Okay.
And then Raiders versus Chiefs Week 18.
Nice.
Okay. Raiders at Chiefs Week 7. I'm just going to share that on my IG. Just give me 1 sec, y'all. I mean, how do we feel? Chiefs Week 18. Do you like it or do you dislike it? Give me an L down in the comments section for like it. Give me a D for you dislike it. The reason why I like it, and there's still, if you were to ask me which team do I think is the most likely out of all the AFC West opponents to rest their starters Week 18, I'd probably say the Kansas City Chiefs, right? And obviously I don't want Kansas City to win the AFC West again, but they're the betting favorite, and I don't know how you don't say that they're the betting favorite. I care about Raiders dubs. And I care about the Raiders being able to win football games. And obviously, if Kansas City rests their starters last year, they did. They rested their starters Week 18 against the Broncos last season. And if that could happen again, I kind of like it. I also love the fact that we have the opportunity to beat Kansas City. Because I'll tell you this, if you beat the Chiefs and you make the playoffs, you go into the playoffs going, I can beat anybody. And when you're riding that high, that's really important, I think, in the playoffs. At least I think so.
From Phoenix King, Mitch, where can I get that Max shirt?
Oh, boy. It's actually been a while since I've gotten this one. I forget who makes it exactly. I don't know if it's Raider Rain. Yeah, it's Rain. R-E-I-G-N. His name is Raider Rain on IG. He sent me some shirts in the past that I've been wearing, which, again, if you want to send me more, bro, I'll happily wear them.
And then Evil AJ Hawk says, sign me up for the jersey. You in, Mr. Evil AJ Hawk. And then Navman.
Navman.
Mitch and Chuggs, I want to thank you publicly for your support. I want everyone to know I met these gents personally in North Carolina. And
gents is very common.
They are genuine nation and great human beings. Anyone with the means to apply there should do so. Much love. Much love to you too, Nav, man.
Yeah, Nav, I greatly appreciate it. I will try to do my best. I know you've been doing a lot of shows on your Raider Shield family. Again, if anybody wants to see, Navman is one of the biggest supporters on this show, and he just started his own YouTube channel, and he's been, interviewing some people. He's been having a lot of fun. I was tuned in probably last week. Had the opportunity to tune in. I will, by the end of this offseason, Nav, you have my word, I will join. I'll be real with everyone. I don't know my schedule all that well because Alex has it locked in with a lot of the wedding stuff, and I'm so afraid to make plans on the weekend because if I ask Alex, hey, do we have anything going on this weekend, there's a chance she already told me, and I'm not the best at remembering that stuff. But, yeah, I get worried asking because we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. 23 days until we get married, but you have my word, Nav. I got you one day this offseason. I will be able to join the show.
My nitty's been so gritty.
I get married here in, 23 days. My honeymoon is July 13th to the 18th, so I'll be gone for that week. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It's got to be sometime in July or June, though, Nav. I got you. But this message means a lot to me, and I hope everybody goes supports 93 Nav, man. What up, Gage? Raiders, have they released preseason games for this season yet? Not that I know of. Not that they might have released who the Raiders play in the preseason, but in terms of preseason schedule, let me look. See if we get anything. I don't see a preseason schedule out yet. Which it's amazing to me that I do this every single year and I kind of forget how certain rules go from here and there. But no. Also, we did just cross 600 likes, which means it's time to do a wheel and a deal. So we already got one. If it lands on $50 bangs, Nav, I got you down for a bang. Oh, boy. 3 free ducks. So that means the next 3 people that send in a $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365, you're getting a free duck for a chance to win some money today. I'll tell you what, when you get some free ducks going, it really gets it going. Now, man, up Toyota! Bang!
Off the backboard, double reverse between the legs, slam!
Slams it down!
Oh, this play, I love it. We're watching the Super Bowl recap, and Mahomes just threw the pick to Cooper DeJean.
I'll tell you what,
Cooper DeJean is not a safety.
I can remember last year somebody asked me, Mitch, could you do a watch party for some old Raiders, legendary games? I'd love to be able to. We're not allowed to show the game, which really, really stinks, and it makes it hard to do it. But, being able to sit back and rewatch this Super Bowl, I'm getting chills because...
Dude, they're up 17-0. Do you think they can pull it out?
I hope so.
Oh, look how sad he is.
Honestly, even watching the first drive, where do you remember it was the ball down the field to A.J. Brown caught, and they threw that phantom pass interference? Watching it months later, it still pissed me off.
Yeah.
Because when that happened, we're like, oh, no, here we go again. Kansas City, the refs.
This shit again.
The refs. Though, since Yoda Jenkins and 93 Navman just threw up an alley-oop, I want to talk about here real quick.
I'm glad you finished that sentence.
Threw up. Yeah, we're not talking about Rebel. Threw up an alley-oop. Let's talk about the NBA games today. Because the first game tonight is Celtics-Knicks. Knicks have an opportunity to close it out in 5. Obviously, no Jason Tatum. If anybody wants to hang out with my guy Marsh, Rebel, I know you'll be there. Marsh will be live on our Knicks channel. Also, we will have a live Celtics stream. Nav, I saw the message that you sent me today. I am working on it. I know that you gave a Celtics jersey to Celtic Raider. I'm working on it again. But thank you for bringing it to my attention. I don't know if Smitty or whoever has handled that yet, but we'll get it taken care of. My question to you is, are the Knicks going to close it out tonight? Is this going to be done in 5? Give me who you got. Type K for the Knicks. Type C for the Celtics. Chuggs, you're more of a basketball guy than I am. Though, I've been watching a lot more basketball. Like I'm amazed on how much more basketball I'm starting to learn. And players, for that matter. Do you think the Knicks close it out tonight? They win in 5. Or are the Celtics going to be able to get a dub? This game's what, in Boston?
Game 5, no, because the Knicks I believe are the higher seed, right?
Knicks are the higher seed.
Oh, wait, no. The past two. No, the Celtics are the higher seed. Celtics are the higher seed.
Yeah, so
this one's going to be in Boston. Game 5 is in Boston. 6 would be
So what, it's 2-2 and then...
it's 3-1.
No, I'm saying like the way that the game's...
2-2, 1-1-1.
Yeah, okay.
So game 5 is in Boston. Knicks are up 3-1. No Jason Tatum. He's tore his Achilles. Taino is... I don't even know how he's spamming K that much. Maybe he blocked everybody else from commenting.
Who?
Taino.
Yeah, I mean, that would be something.
Look how many Ks he was able to do in a row.
Yeah, that's that looks like when I really get Alex upset and she's texting with me and I'm like, "Can you get this?" Okay. "Can you please also remember to get this?" Okay. Okay.
Kiss me.
There's a part of me that thinks that the Celtics could bounce back today because they're going to want to go out there and they're going to want to play for Jason. But at the same time, I mean, they've blown, how many leads? They've blown 3 games where they've had at least a 14-point lead. I definitely think the Knicks win the series, but there's a part of me that I would love for the Celtics to win today and then the Knicks close it out.
Oh, it's so sad. Travis Kelce's upset.
Like, dude, have you seen Kelce? He lost like 25 pounds, he said. In preparation for what some believe to be his final year. I think it's going to be his final year. I really do. Ed Robbins going to go with the Celtics. Ed is a huge, huge Celtics fan. That I know. Huge, huge Celtics fan. All right, I am looking at the Raiders' schedule to see if we have any more games, and it looks like I do have another game here. It's going to be Raiders versus Cowboys. Raiders versus Cowboys, Week 11.
Who's home?
The Raiders. So as it stands right now, the schedule for the Raiders is this. It is Week 1 on the road against New England. Week 3 on the road, Washington. Week 7 on the road, Kansas City. Week 10 on the road, Denver. Week 11, Cowboys, home game. Week 14, home game, Broncos. Week 15, on the road, Philadelphia. Week 17, home versus the Giants. And then Week 18, home against the Chiefs. So you finish the season with 2 home games. I kind of like that. So that means to me then Week 16 is probably going to be a road game. They're not going to finish off the year 3 straight home. At least I don't think so. So that means it would be on the road Philly, probably going to be a road game, and then Giants and at Chiefs. So that means, Chuggs, the remaining road games for the Raiders that could be that Week 16 game, it could be the Chargers, the Colts, or the Texans. I kind of want the Texans game early.
Yeah.
Kind of want the Texans game early.
Week 7.
Week 7, Raiders up against the Kansas City Chiefs. And honestly, the Raiders play better, I think, in Arrowhead than they have on the road or at home recently against the Kansas City Chiefs. Another new game that we just got is Cowboys at the Raiders, November 16th. My fiance is a Cowboys fan. Chuggs' wife is a Cowboys fan. This one just means a little bit more to us. Week 18 matchup, Chiefs on the road against the Las Vegas Raiders. Geno Smith in the Dome. Let's freaking go, man. Let's freaking go, man. So that means, as it stands right now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of the 17 Raiders games as it stands right now. How are we feeling? Out of the games so far, which one's your favorite so far? Out of the games so far, which one is y'all's favorite so far? Week 1, road against New England. Week 3, road against Washington. Week 7, road against Kansas City. Week 10, road against the Broncos. Week 11, home against the Cowboys. Week 14, home against the Broncos. Week 15, road against the Eagles. Week 17, home against the Giants. Week 18, home against the Chiefs. If this game means something, like, could you imagine if the winner of this game, it's kind of like last year when it was the Lions and Vikings, where it's like winner of this game decides the AFC West. Winner is the 1 seed, or 2, or 3, or 4. Loser is the 5, 6, or 7. I could not be more. I mean, that would be a dream come true. That would be a dream come true. Freddie says week 11, love it. Tyler Dance, week 3 or week 7? Week 7? Duh, dude, from VT Homes. All right, I got you. Let's go to Nosy. Hey, new fan, just wondering, how big is it? I mean, they always say based on the nose, and since you're pretty nosy, I'd say it's good enough. Like, I'd say it's good enough.
Yeah.
Chuggs has got a good-sized nose. I think I got a decent-sized nose. Alex likes it. What up, B.A. Marcus? Yo, Mitch, I've been trying to get you a shirt I designed. Check your gram and let me know if you want one. Is your Instagram B.A. Marcus Frey? If that's the case, then I will look at it. As long as there's, like, nothing crazy on it, I should be able to wear it. I know I've worn, like, a bunch of T-shirts, sweatshirts. I've gotten a bunch of Raiders products. But if anybody ever wants to send me anything, and if I don't answer you right away on Instagram, I apologize. You can also send an email. I give him Jack's email. He does sponsorships. But if your Instagram is B.A. Marcus Frey, I got you.
B.A. got the dope.
B.A. got that dope. Dude. All right, we have some people that are getting in the duck race. And again, I said the next 3 people that send me a 20, I'm going to hook you up with a free duck. So the last name that I originally put in was Jerry Kester. So the next 3 names that you hear are going to be the names that get a free duck. Gary Backus, Hunter Jackson, and then Norman Hernandez. I got you. So I'm going to give you guys an extra duck. Gotcha. And then that means Jonathan Smith, you, sir, are in. Frankie Rodriguez, you, sir, are in. 93 Nav, I gotcha. And then LA Crash Dog, you, sir, are also in for the duck race. Right now, as it stands, it is a $20 Venmo. You can add me as a friend. If you want to get out your phone, it's at Mitchell Renz 365. Venmo is a free app that you can download. Or if it's another easier way, if you get out your camera on your phone, hover over this little QR code right here. That's what it's called, Dad. And my Venmo will pop up, and then you can get in. But right now, you'd have a chance, $20 Venmo, to go home with $280 here on today's program. $280 watching a NFL schedule release live show. Sounds pretty iconic to me.
Hell yeah, bruh.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You know what, Chuggs? If we get to 1,000 likes, 2 spins. 1,000 likes, 2 spin. We'll do a spin at 900 likes, and then we'll do another spin if we get to 1,000 likes. Now, I will say, we are planning to stay live until the Raiders' official schedule does get released. And as it stands, we have 9 out of the 17 games.
I think this is the touchdown.
Oh, is this the touchdown?
I think so.
All right, I'm listening.
Here we go.
First
Jalen
down
Hurts,
at 10.
shotgun. He's got 2 on either side. Man motioning behind him. It is
handoff.
No, it's
Barkley.
a handoff up the middle.
No, is it coming up? I mean, they're up 17-0. They went up 24-0
at the half. I thought,
is this about to be a Devonta Smith deep touchdown? I'm actually surprised how much I forget this game. Obviously, I know they won. So, not official, but it does sound like we're hearing from our Bears guy, shout out to Harrison Graham, saying that it's looking like it's going to be Raiders-Bears week 4.
I'll hop in real quick. Some Bears people pieced together the last few games that are empty based on process of elimination. And it's looking like Bears Raiders in Vegas. So we'll see you guys late September, baby.
Tom also said that Raiders-Cowboys game might be Monday Night Football.
Also, Harrison Graham, the leader of the NFL lottery group, trying to get the NFL to change over to the lottery system. Yeah, I saw that, man. I saw your post. There you go, leader of the group.
You remember who you're talking to. We do have 1,000 people here in the building, and again,
you like it? What did you get?
Liberty Burger. Can you go to the Melly's super chat for me?
Their whole thing is they're like the fresh burger spot. Like everything's fresh.
What up, Melly? I hate the current schedule format. It should be 8 away games, 8 home games, and 1 international or neutral site game. Chuggs and I were kind of talking about this earlier where we were like, imagine if one game it was just like random, where it's like it just at the end of the season and it's a game that just matters a lot. Where, think about that Raiders-Chargers game, Week 18, the Derek Carr timeout. I mean, that was basically a playoff game. Imagine if you could just have that game at the very end of the year and go, you know what? I know that the Raiders and the Chargers are battling it out again. Can we just put them up there to get another game? Like, that'd be fun. Though, the Raiders this year have 9 home games, 8 road games, and the fact that Geno is better indoors, I'm not going to be too upset about it this season, but I hear you. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's honestly a good idea to get more teams in some of those other, international games. I guess the Jags are just going to be the team that happens every year, which is totally fine. But I think if every NFL team could figure out how to have an international or neutral site game, it would be cool. It could create some really good rivalries. Like if you told me every year, Raiders, 49ers at a neutral site, that's a game that I think that would make sense for.
But besides Mexico, because I feel like that's a very popular for like Raiders, Texans, Cowboys of like an international game.
Sure.
What other country would you want the Raiders to have an international game in?
Oh boy. I mean, the Brazil game would have been interesting. London, just so we could go see Martin. Germany, because I still have a lot of friends over there.
Japan?
Wow, that would be insane. Definitely not Australia because everything that's deadly is in Australia. So that
you don't want to go to Australia?
I'm gonna be honest. Not that I don't want to. I just don't want our players to go there.
Let me know in the comments section. If the Raiders could play an international game in any country, what country would you want it to be?
Kami said, as a German, Germany.
North Korea's wild.
Yeah, I don't. That would be bad.
That would be bad.
That would be bad. I'm gonna veto that one. If you live in North Korea and you watch this show, I'm sorry. Obviously, I know
also,
that's not possible.
Hopefully, you're okay.
There's no way.
If you're watching YouTube in North Korea, you're towing the line.
Yeah, you're over the line.
Yes.
Let's be honest. It's not a catch. You're out of bounds. What up, Memo? I need the first home game. Any guesses?
Well, we have it.
No, we don't.
First one? Oh, the first home game.
First home game.
Oh, I thought you said the first game.
So
I'm guessing week 2.
The home games left for the Raiders could be Chargers, Jags, Titans, Browns, or Bears. Our Bears guy is telling us that it looks like that it is Raiders-Bears week 4.
Yeah, because...
So if that's the case, then it is either Chargers, Jags, Titans, or Browns. Could you ever imagine if I kind of want the Browns game to be later in the season? That way there's a chance Shador's in. If Shador and the Browns played the Raiders, oh my goodness, the headlines.
Oh my.
The headlines. Feed families, man. Mo Chavez. I see a few more people getting in this duck race here. The last name that I saw was LA Crash Dog. I see Rustin Long, you are in. Dimitri Williams, you're in. Every time I hear the name Dimitri, what do you think of? There is a certain movie, I think it's a movie, television
Spy
show.
Kids?
Dimitri? No, that's not what I think of. Was that guy's name, Dimitri?
People are saying it's Chargers week 2.
Noah Santana, Mo Chavez, 20 to win, 320 as it stands right now.
Did y'all see that from somewhere, or are y'all just guessing?
I think they might be guessing because I personally don't see it anywhere. I don't see it anywhere.
That first home game will be lit, though.
Oh, dude. Whenever it is, it's going to be wild.
God, family, and Raiders for life.
I was like, it's just God. It's just God. Who's this? I just got.
Oh, wow. If you want to read this, you can, but I already blocked him, so don't worry.
Which one? Who, God family?
Yeah, if you want to read this one.
Piano Man doesn't like the Raiders and loves the troll because he has no friends, sadly. All good, Piano Man. Your piano.
It was
Nope.
a Chargers fan who was trolling in here.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, let's just say if Piano Man were to whip out his key, it would sound like. No?
Yeah. Good one.
You're hoping it sounds like dun 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 dun. Not gonna happen. Today's deals.
I don't know if that's
here on the Raiders.
I don't know if
Report.
that's what women want to hear.
What?
Dun dun dun.
I just feel like it's a deeper key.
Yeah.
Like if you're rocking a light key, like one of the keys, you're just wiping your feet and you're ringing the doorbell. Best chance. Best chance. Today's deals here on the Raiders Report. 300 likes. We're doing a wheel spin for some deals today. Every $5 super chat we get, you're entered in for a chance to win a May Ashton Jeanty jersey raffle. $20 Venmo. Shot to win some money. Right now it's $320. $100 bang. Have yet to get one, though we did get an alley-oop from Yoda Jenkins and 93 Nabman. And as always, if you want to get those questions, comments on the show, hashtag Raiders, or you can super chat. 1,000 people here in the building. If you haven't already, click that like button. Ron, now that I think about it, I don't know if I got our mods in the duck race. How many mods we got here today? Let me know. Rebel, playing Giants week 17, just went 12 to midnight. Almost.
6 to midnight.
I was going to say.
12 to midnight is the same spot.
12 to midnight.
You were already
sounds
there.
like you should call a doctor.
Yeah.
Especially if it's longer than 4 hours.
Yeah.
6 to midnight. I mean, it's a great movie line. It's a absolutely great movie line. Big luck. I got you, my man. I know I saw Ron won some money the other day, so honestly, F Ron. He doesn't need to win anymore.
And I will.
Rebels here.
I know not everybody saw our live show yesterday, and this was the main question from yesterday, so I want to ask y'all this. If they could.
Oh, no, here we go.
If they could.
Let's open up the can of worms. Let's get it.
Should the Raiders sign Derek Carr to a one-day contract, or would you want the Raiders to sign Derek Carr to a one-day contract to retire a Raider?
If it was possible, yes. If it was possible, yes. I mean, why not? Like, again, you can say what you want about DC not being a good, I don't know, Raiders quarterback. I don't think anybody thinks that, though. I think everybody thinks that Derek was good.
Dude, Eagles are up 24-0.
This is a crazy football game, quite frankly.
So I forgot. It was.
I'm team yes.
It was they got the pick at the 13-yard line and then scored. That's how they scored before half.
Oh, okay.
Whenever Mahomes got hit and he threw the pick, and then A.J. Brown touchdown.
I mean, go rewatch the Super Bowl and see how much Patrick Mahomes struggled. And then think to yourself, man, Geno Smith dealt with an offensive line this bad, this much interior pressure rate, an entire season. I think it's impressive, dude. It's impressive.
I had an interesting
what do you got for me?
Where was it?
What do you got for me? An interesting what? Also, when I hear the name Dimitri, I don't know if I ever said that. You ever see the movie? What was the movie that had like dinosaurs in it? They were like little dinosaurs.
It's not on here.
Land Before Time, is that right? Land Before Time?
That was a dinosaur movie, yeah.
I think Dimitri was the pterodactyl thing. Those were wings.
Yeah. CJ Stroud had a pressure rate of 39% throughout all of 2025, and Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl pressure rate of 38%. So less than CJ Stroud's average.
Yeah, I mean, again, we talked about it a lot last year just because we were like, dude, CJ Stroud just fighting for his life every time he calls hike. Geno, same exact thing. Believe it or not, I've been told, when you have a good offensive line, it does actually help you out. It's a rumor. I can't confirm, but it is a rumor. Somebody said it's Petrie. Oh, so it's not Dimitri.
Dang.
Petrie. No, you're 100% right. It's Petrie. I guess I just hear Dimitri. That's on me.
Speaking of Geno Smith.
Oh, what up, Raiders? Rebel. Touchdown predictions for Geno Smith, over or under 25. Let me know. Type O for over, type U for under. I'm going to go over. And if you want to put this on Prize Picks, I know Prize Picks right now, more or less, is 21.5. So if you're already putting at 25, like, you should go over to Prize Picks. They're not a sponsor today, per se, but like the last time I just put in my Prize Picks lineup, I did 3,650 passing yards for Geno Smith, but I anticipate over. I think that when you consider the fact that the Raiders have the most accurate quarterback in the NFL the past 3 years, according to Warren Sharp's metrics. Also, when you look at air yard passes, the most accurate quarterback 10 yards down the field, third most accurate quarterback in terms of on-target rate, Geno Smith, 10 yards down the field. Fourth most accurate target, 20 yards down the field. With wide receivers like Jack Besh, who had one drop last season, Jakobi Meyers, who didn't drop a single ball last season, Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, guys that you can line up as 3 wide or can be a 12 personnel. Don't know. More confusion only helps out Ashton Jeanty. You got field stretchers and Dante Thornton Jr. and Trey Tucker. Got a lot of good athletes as well on the offensive side of the football. Tommy, lots of hell of an athlete. And with Chip Kelly, I really do have high expectations for this Raiders offense. The number that I'm hoping for is 27 to 28 touchdowns for Geno Smith. What are we thinking here? How many touchdowns for Geno for everybody typing over? Because I see a lot of overs right now. I see Nocturne Raiders going to go over. Daniel Ortiz says even. Like, if he throws 25 touchdowns, you got to hope for like 7-8 interceptions in that realm. 32 from Danny R. 30 from Dan 70.
He's been fighting for his life.
Daniel's going to go 28.
Ever since the draft.
Who?
Kipe.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, I think unfortunately for Mel Kiper, he was once really good at his job. And I think, it's time has come where it's time to pack it in. It's time to pack it in.
Time has come.
Because I also say this, I don't really think people value Mel's draft analysis as much anymore. Like, if you told me guys that I trust, guys that I like and actually respect their opinion, Mel's not even in the top 5. He's not, right? He's not.
Bruggs, Downey.
Downey's got to be in there. Oh, my God, my back.
My neck.
Oh. Whew, boy.
Raider Rob.
Mitch. Is Jair Alexander a possibility for nickel? I don't see why we would. Also, it sounds like maybe the Packers kind of got that relationship in a good spot, but Jair hasn't played nickel, so I'm not going to pay somebody and trade for somebody that's never done it. If you're trying to switch a corner to make them play either nickel or drop them back into safety, The cheaper player to do that with, oh my God, that DeAndre Hopkins drop was iconic. I forgot about that.
Dude, 3rd and 11.
On 3rd and 11.
Wide open. I feel bad for him because he was one of my favorite players.
Oh, I agree. But when you go to Kansas City, I don't feel bad for you anymore. I can remember when he dropped that ball. That was the first time. I mean, he just missed it. It looked like he didn't see it.
He literally tripped over his feet.
When that happened, I literally remember being like, all right.
Look at Chris
I actually
Jones.
think that they're going to win. I actually think that the Eagles are going to win this game. And that's probably when Kansas City just said, you know what, today's not our day.
I think we're about to see the touchdown I was talking about. I think the next one is the Devontae Smith deep bomb because he's about to.
I just don't remember what the score was going into halftime. Schedule leak: Buccaneers, Seahawks, Week 5.
LA Crash Jog just woke up.
What up, Gunny? But I was in terms of Jair. If you're gonna switch positions instead of trading, just go out. Might be able to get Jalen Ramsey as well. Like I'd rather have Jalen Ramsey than Jair Alexander, personally. Gunny, what up, fam? Congrats on the retirement, Isaac Hernandez. Semper Fi. SaveAWarrior.org for veterans and first responders struggling. Reminder.
Father Tom sent you.
Father Tom sent you. SaveAWarrior.org. Tell them that Father Tom sent you. SaveAWarrior.org/donate. Father Tom. What up, Father Tom? Halftime was 24-0. That's what I thought. I was going to say. But I do know that there is a deep ball coming. And being able to rewatch this Super Bowl it's kind of fun. I'm not going to lie to you. It's kind of fun. Before we roll through where we are at right now, I see a few people asking, Mitch, what's the Raiders schedule looking like as it stands? We're going to go through all the games that we personally have and that we've been able to confirm. I know there's been some speculation out there on that Raiders Week 2 game. Here's the thing. I haven't gotten word on that yet. So until I get word on it, it's kind of like I try to refrain from just seeing what everybody else is doing. But I personally do not see the Raiders Week 2 game. Unless somebody else has reported it that I just haven't seen. But I do not see it yet. All right, let's go through the Week 1 game, and then I'll tell everybody who's in the duck race. Raiders at New England. This is the Week 1 matchup. Tom Brady, Josh McDaniels, Mike Vrabel. This is going to be a really, really fun matchup. A lot of good storylines in this football game. Next game that I know that we have is Week 3. Raiders on the road against the Washington Commanders. Think about the Raiders OC Bowl here. You got Chip Kelly going up against Cliff Kingsbury. And I know when AP and Tom Telesco, when they were the coach and GM, we wanted Jaden Daniels. We wanted Cliff Kingsbury. I think this is going to be one of those. If the Raiders can walk into Washington and they can come away with a dub, we're legit. Like, we got to consider ourselves a legit team. But because the Raiders play Washington, in my mind, you have to be 1-1 going into this game, which is a duh. But you got to be 1-1. Can't be 0-2. That's going to put you in a big hole. Week 7 on the road up against the Kansas City Chiefs, October 19th. This is another one where in Arrowhead, it's going to be a big, I think, time prove-it game for the Raiders. And this is kind of where I'm also hoping that we kind of get our mojo going. Because having a new OC, having a new quarterback, having a new head coach, having a lot of new personnel in general, it might take a game or two. It might take a month for the Raiders to kind of get this thing going. You should have it all figured out by this time, no doubt. I mean, you better have it figured out by Week 1, quite frankly. But I do think that always the Raiders are going to give the Kansas City Chiefs the run for their money. Let's go to another game that we got here, Week 10. This is actually Thursday night football. Raiders on the road against the Denver Broncos. Sean Payton, Pete Carroll, Bo Nix, Geno Smith, Ashton Jeanty. There was rumors that Denver was potentially interested in trying to trade up for Jeanty. I get it. They had a long way to go. Raiders said, hell no. And this is going to be a physical football game for both teams. Week 11, Cowboys at the Raiders. We have not been able to confirm, but Tom did just say this to me about, 20 minutes ago, that the Cowboys and Raiders game might be Monday Night Football. And you got to know, anytime you play the Cowboys, a lot of eyes. But if you have a Monday Night Football, Raiders, Cowboys, Week 11, there's a chance. Again, it's not been confirmed.
I think he's saying that because on the grid, there's no other Monday Night Football games for that week.
Gotcha.
And there's only a couple games left. So.
Gotcha.
Maybe.
Gotcha. Week 14, Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders on December 7th, which this now means that the Raiders, because according to some of the guys that we have here at Chat Sports, which, hang on a second, that tells me then the Raiders bye week can be 5, 6, 8, 9, 12, or 13. Somewhere in there, because it sounds like also the Raiders, there's rumors that the Raiders are playing the Chargers week 2, haven't been able to confirm it. There's also rumors that the Raiders are playing the Bears week 4, haven't been able to confirm it. Week 14, though, Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders. Like it. Then week 15, this is a tough game. On the road in Philadelphia up against the defending Super Bowl champs. Dude, that's a gauntlet of a game. Especially in Philly, it's going to be cold. Philly, to me, is definitely a team that's built to play in December, built to play later on in the year. But this is also going to be a really good test for the Raiders that they've been the team that I've been saying multiple times this offseason that I do wonder if the Raiders are trying to copycat them a little bit. I don't think it's a bad idea to try to copycat them. Week 17, Giants on the road against the Las Vegas Raiders. And this is during Christmas week, so just kind of keep that one in mind. Chuggs doesn't celebrate Christmas. I know that I do, and we usually try to get these games in. Bears-Lions week 2. Bears-Lions week 2, which I wonder if that means not quite yet confirmed, but that also does lead me to believe that Raiders-Bears will be week 4. But week 17, Giants up against the Raiders, and then the last game, week 17, is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs.
Nope, week 18.
What did I say?
Week 17.
Sorry, week 18, Chiefs at Raiders to end it all. Though this year the season's ending a little earlier because I know the Raiders' last game last season was January 8th, so this year January 4th. January 4th, because I know the Christmas game last season was week 16. This year it's going to be week 17, which I don't really know how I feel about it. It's kind of strange. I'm okay with it. Still kind of strange. Though, I will say this. We have over 1,000 people here in the building. Greatly appreciate, again, everyone tuning in to the Raiders Report. We went live today about an hour and a half ago, and all we're doing is we're breaking down the Raiders schedule leaks. We're breaking down the NFL schedule leaks that come in. If there is any Raiders news that comes across our docket, we'll be able to break it down. Also, we're doing a $20 Venmo duck race, which as it stands right now, it's a $20 Venmo for a chance to win. And I just saw, the last time I saw was Moshav, Yoda Jenkins, and then Patrick Roche. I got you in, so it's a 20 to win, $370 today. 20 to win, $370 on the Raiders Report. Robert Jansen, I see ya. Cash, I see ya. Edie Mason, Frank Mendez, Shane McCarthy, Dan78, Evil AJ Hawk. What is up? What is up?
Hell yeah. We do have some super chats.
Let's keep rolling through some.
Roll on through. Melly.
What up, Melly? Mayock, Kuiper draft analysis. Analysis, I actually think Mayock is entertaining to listen to, but so is John Gruden.
Does Mayock still do draft? I haven't seen really his draft stuff since he left the Raiders.
I'll be real, I don't look at Mike Mayock's draft stuff. He's lost all my respect. Him and John Gruden. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to look at what those two guys did and be like, that's the guy that I'm looking for draft analysis. I can't wrap my mind around that one. Let's go to Cove Utter. Raiders. Cove, it's been a minute. What up, boys? Lost my old account. Figured I'd say what's up to the nation and can't wait for the upcoming season. Thoughts on Madden coming out with Bale and Cage? The fact that the movie Madden, Nicolas Cage is going to be playing Madden, Christian Bale is going to be playing Al Davis. Out of those two characters, I know the movie is I know it's called Madden. Are you more interested to see how Nicolas Cage portrays Madden or how Christian Bale portrays Al Davis? Give me an M for Madden. Give me an AL for Al.
I think it's Madden for sure.
Okay.
Nick Cage.
I don't watch as many movies.
I'm just surprised. I mean, I get he mostly
Who's a bigger actor, Christian Bale or Nicolas Cage? Like, in my mind, it's Bale because of Batman.
Yeah. But also, I'm just like, I wonder it's because I know he did it a lot of times as like jokingly, but Frank Caliendo does such a good Madden
I just saw more interested to see who plays Mark Davis. I mean, honestly, you're not wrong. I am interested to see that.
Do you have any ideas of guys who could play Mark Davis?
I don't even want to say him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Give me Walter Goggins.
I legit don't have an answer. Who's Christopher?
Jim Carrey.
Christopher Walken. Who's that guy?
Christopher Walken.
There you go. Mark Davis.
So old.
I mean, Mark's getting up there.
He's like, what, 50 something?
Mark Davis? I feel like he's got to be in
My
his
guess
60s.
is 56.
You're not close.
How old is he?
69. Nice.
Who does it go to after Mark?
I have no idea.
Does he have any kids?
Nope. Well, not that I know about. I mean, there was like rumors that Mark was dating that one random blonde chick, but that's not true. And then people were like, "Oh, it's Mark Davis's kid." That's not true. It's Joey Gallo's kid.
So, who does it go to?
I think they're just going to sell it, which honestly, as a Raiders fan, is great. Like, I don't want the Cowboys. The Jerry Jones family is just going to own that team forever.
Yeah.
Right. For the Raiders, and again, I think Mark is one of these people that is a good dude. Like, he's actually a nice guy. He's just not the best football mind. And I think, honestly, what the Raiders are going to try to do is very similar to what the Dodgers did, where they got multiple owners, a lot of deep pockets, and Tom Brady's going to spearhead that.
Robert said it should be Danny DeVito.
Tom Brady, I think, is going to play a Magic Johnson type role for the Raiders. And like what Magic Johnson did for the Dodgers, I think Tom Brady's going to be that guy for the Las Vegas Raiders.
But it's not the same because you have a salary cap. The whole thing with Magic Johnson is they just spend all the money.
All the money. But I think what you're going to see is the Raiders are going to try to bring in multiple people that are very, very powerful to the city of Las Vegas, which I think it's only a matter of time before the NBA team. I think in the next 10 years, there is going to be a Las Vegas basketball team that's going to be owned by LeBron James. And I think that Tom Brady and LeBron are going to link up for something. There's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of things that I think are going to be happening in Vegas over the next 10 years with a lot of big-name people. Let's go to Crash Dog. What's up, Gunny? I got you. We should always have the Black Friday game in the black hole, just like KC gets Christmas and Lions get Thanksgiving. I don't totally disagree. I get the logic here, but at the same time, for me personally, I don't want to say Alex cares more about Thanksgiving than she does Christmas, but it's definitely a conversation. And having that game on Black Friday after Thanksgiving, for me personally, is tough. But at the same time, if you told me every single year that it's going to be on that Black Friday game, I mean, it was fun last year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind a Black Friday game.
Yeah.
You're not really doing anything. Like, nobody does Black Friday anymore. Like, nobody's, like, waiting out in front of Best Buy.
I don't say nobody.
But it's just, like, such a non-thing anymore.
When I was in high school, my buddies and I, we used to dress up in the craziest outfits that we could. Not even to go buy stuff, just to, like, run through Walmart. I mean, it was there's nothing really to do in my hometown, but, like, those are things we did.
Hey, you want to go dress up and run around the store? Hell yeah.
Create havoc. Because if there's one day where there's no rules really we used to play tag.
Oh, I think this is it. Wait.
What?
Oh, wait, no, it's the next one.
Nope. Is it the next play?
I think so, because
we've been saying it for a while, though.
I think it's the next one.
We've been asking for a while. Let's go to Nails. Week 5, seeing Marilyn Manson in Vegas October 3rd. Unfortunately, I do not have Week 5 yet.
Patrick B., there's still lines outside Radio Shack. Cool.
Actually, that's a lie. I do have the Week 5 game. The only problem is it's on the road. Raiders at Colts, Week 5. Raiders at Colts, Week 5.
Oh, and the Texans just... Oh, and we have the Texans game. Oh, you're not going to like this. Week 16.
We do. Week 16, Raiders at Texans. So this does make me think then that Bears game. All right, so Week 16, Raiders at Texans. Also, the game that we just got, unfortunately for you, no Raiders that weekend. Raiders at Colts, Week 5. Yep. So you're seeing Manson October 3rd. The game's going to be on October 5th. Raiders at Colts. So that means this. This is how our season ends. Okay? This is how our season ends. Raiders versus Broncos, Week 14. Raiders at Eagles, Week 15. Raiders at Texans, Week 16. Raiders versus Giants, Week 17. Raiders versus Chiefs, Week 18. That's some tough games in there. And again, you're going to play, all games are tough in the NFL, but I mean, Denver, playoff team. Eagles, playoff team. Texans, playoff team. Giants, I do think that they're going to be better. I liked what they did in the draft. Chiefs, obviously playoff caliber team. Schedule's tough, dude. The Raiders' schedule's tough, which we already knew was going to be tough. You play in the AFC West, you already knew it was going to be tough. And it's the Raiders. Is what it is. I see Pete. What's up, Pete? Pete Costanda, you in? Patrick B, you in? Gabriel Ruiz, you, sir, are in. And then Gilbert Moreno, you, sir, are also in. So right now it's a $20 Venmo for a chance to go home with, listen to this number, $410. $410 today here on the Raiders Report. Oh, man. What do we think? We're starting to get more and more schedule, so that's good. We're starting to get more and more schedule leaks that are coming out. So that means I do think that it's going to be Raiders Chargers Week 2 does align. It does align. And then Raiders Bears Week 4 also aligns. We'll see. Dan says 78 home opener Week 2. You're probably right, Dan, right? Like the home opener Week 2 it's got to be that, because there's no way, knock on wood, that the Raiders are going to be road to start off the season. So I would imagine home opener is going to be Week 2. The possibility for that game, as it stands, it can either be the Chargers, Jags, Titans, Bears, or the Browns. If I look at the Bears, hang on, Bears already have their Week 2 game, so it can't be them. Browns don't have their Week 2 game yet. The Titans, they're playing the Rams. The Jags, they got their game. And then Chargers. So the Browns or the Chargers is who the Raiders will play Week 2 for their home opener. Browns or Browns or Chargers for that home opener. Fun, dude. It's going to be fun. All right, let's keep it moving here. Travis England, you're next up on the Raiders Report. Though, this freaking guy, man. All right, I got you. Chuggs, I got a message for you. Because here's the thing. We got a new MVP. Not only do we have a new MVP for the month of May, we also have a new MVP for today's show. Which, pretty iconic, man. MVP, we got a new one. Somebody said Shedeur Sanders revenge game. That'd be wild. Travis, do you think that the Raiders will continue adding to the roster after all the June 1st cuts and then they add quality veteran help? I do think that you're going to see a lot of NFL teams honestly add help after June 1st. I think also the other conversation that needs to be had is, does a player want to show up for some of the offseason stuff? If it was up to me with a brand new regime, I want to get those guys in by June 10th. That is mandatory minicamp for the Raiders. But then there's also a lot of these veterans that, they don't really want to participate in some of the off-season stuff. So therefore, they wait until training camp, which for the Raiders is going to be in late July. We don't have the dates on training camp yet, but it's usually late July. I do anticipate that the Raiders make a few more moves, because to me, there's still moves that need to be made. I would like another free safety. I would like another nickel. Quite frankly, adding another linebacker I don't think is a bad decision either. Those are all spots that I hope that the Raiders upgrade. And whether they do, whether they don't, I'm not 100% sure. But I hope that they do. Did you hear that? Fabian Moreno! Bang! Get out ball! Fabian Moreno! The first bang of the day. Fabian Moreno. What an absolute legend. I'm telling you this right now. Fabian Moreno has been on an absolute flippin' heater, man. Fabian, my deal to you is this. I know that you were asking me the other day about, the company that you run, your restaurant. You have my word. Chuggs and I will figure out a way to try out the restaurant. And then you asked me if we could potentially, help out, support your Instagram account, help out, support your restaurant. Message me on Instagram and just tell me, do you want, Instagram? Do you want 5-star reviews? And I'll get you on a show where we'll do deals only around helping you. We did it. We've done it before with some other Raiders fans out there that own companies. The one that just pops in my mind is Justin Abgen. He owns his own plumbing company, and Raider Nation helped him out. And I know this. You've really done a lot on this stream since the NFL draft. I love being able to see and hear your name. I also love that you were able to reach out to us. Chuggs and I love food. So, again, dude, if there's any way that I can help out, I know we have a good reach here. So just message me on Instagram. You can either message me on your company Instagram or your personal one. I got both of those. But let me know what you want me to push. We'll push it on a show, and we'll make sure that you get some love that you deserve, because you've been showing us a lot of love on here. Let's go to Aggressive Master Raider. In my opinion, Nicolas Cage is poop. Choice for Madden. Bale is okay. I don't watch enough movies to probably know the strengths and weaknesses of those guys, but I do think it's a challenge because Al Davis, I felt like, was just known for being not unpredictable, but kind of a little bit unpredictable, and that's kind of what made Al amazing. And John was just one of the nicest human beings out there. I will say this, growing up watching National Treasure, I loved Nicolas Cage in that movie. I haven't really watched Cage in any other movies. Not at the top of my head. I mean, I'm sure he's been in other movies that I've watched, but the movie that I think of is National Treasure. I don't know. That's the movie that I think of. Still no other Raiders schedule leaks, though. We are actually getting down there closer and closer. Right now, 81% of the games are known across the NFL, which I just laugh every single year because of the NFL does a show and they do this gigantic production on schedule release, but yet everybody knows it. Raiders-Texans Week 16. It's terrible timing. I'm not going to lie. It's right before Christmas. During the holidays is going to be tough because there is a chance this year that Alex and I try to go home for Christmas because we really want to be able to take Alex's mom and dad and her sister to be able to go meet a lot of other parts of my family that are unable to come to our wedding. And Christmas time was kind of the one time that we were thinking about doing that, just because I knew it was right in the middle of the week. I knew that the Raiders weren't going to play on Christmas, and the Sundays were the 21st to the 28th. I still want to go down to Houston. I still do. We just obviously have to go the 19th and the 20th. And then the Raiders-Texans game happens, and then I might end up going to Pennsylvania. We'll see. But put it in your calendar. Raiders-Texans, Week 16. That's going to be a fun battle. I know you're not going to be here for that one, but that's going to be a fun battle. Who's going to Houston? So if Chuggs and I hold a Raiders-Texans event, well, I'll hold the Raiders one, Chuggs will hold the Texans one, and then I think we'll do them on different days if possible. Maybe like Friday is Raiders, Saturday's Texans, or whatever the hell it is. But December 19th, December 20th, are you down to meet Chuggs and I in Houston? I'm down, as long as I don't have to drive. I'll be there. The other game that did just come across that we didn't talk about earlier, Raiders up against the Indianapolis Colts, Week 5. Yep, I'm listening. That's brutal. Yeah, I mean, I could see New England's East Coast, Washington's East Coast. The Kansas City game, no way that game's at 1. There's no way. The Raiders-Chiefs games are always always that 4:25, 4:05. I hate 1 o'clock games for the Raiders, I'm not going to lie. I really do, because I feel like the nation doesn't get up early enough, which, again, you guys like to party on Saturday nights. It is what it is, but I like usually when Mo said he'll be there. Hell yeah, Mo. All right, we got a schedule leak. Packers-Browns, Week 3. Packers-Browns. So Packers at Browns. So that means the Browns' first games are home against the Bengals. Week 2 could be against the Raiders. Wait a minute. No, I think that almost locks it in because the Raiders game. Oh, no, the Raiders game is a home game. Honestly, that kind of aligns. That kind of aligns with, it still aligns with the Browns and Chargers because you're probably not going to have 3 straight home games. And so the Browns, it is home against Cincinnati, unknown, probably going to be a road game because then their third game is home against the Packers. All right, so it's looking like no, that's home game for us. It's looking like Raiders versus Bears, Week 4. Not confirmed. I agree. Sure. I gotcha. So it looks like Raiders versus Bears Week 4. Again, that one's not confirmed, but it does sound like that's the route it's trending. Sure. Which, maybe not. I think that's the other thing, right? Like, we're getting schedule leaks. Nothing has been confirmed technically yet by the end. Now, there's been some games that obviously have been confirmed, but I do really plan. Here we go. Bills news. The Buffalo Bills worked out former Raiders wide receiver Christian Wilkerson today. Good for Wilkerson, man. Hope he gets an opportunity somewhere. I really do. Really do. But Bears, Raiders, sounds like that one could be Week 4. Don't know the home opener yet, though. Still TBD. What up, Aggressive? I see you. I hear you. All right, yeah, we already got that one. New pick, though. All right. Looks like he's been working out the other arm. I'm proud of you, dude. Really am. Jerry Kester, if Carr can sign a one-day contract, it needs to be done. 9 years of changes, coaches, regimes, bad seasons, Oakland to LV. He was a familiar face. Raider Nation, win, lose, or tie. Raider Nation, once a Raider, always a Raider. Jerry, and I agree with this sentiment of, yeah, Derek went through a lot. Derek, even though he didn't win a lot of games, he won a lot of games, but he lost more. No playoff wins. I think still we look back and Derek Carr was the face of a franchise for 9 years, right? And maybe you make an argument that Maxx Crosby's the face, but I'll always say the quarterback If Geno Smith comes out and he balls out this year, people are going to consider Geno Smith the face of the Raiders. And maybe if Jeanty's there, but even if you were to ask Eagles fans, who's the face of the franchise, Jalen Hurts or Saquon Barkley? I think people are going to go with Jalen Hurts just because he's the quarterback. But I have the utmost respect for Derek Carr, and I think it's, again, probably one of my biggest pet peeves that people don't think that I like DC, but in reality, I got the utmost respect for Derek Carr, and I would love for him to be able to come back on a one-day contract. The problem is the Saints still own his rights to his contract, so the only way that this is even a possibility is if the Saints release him from his contract. It's not going to happen, because then technically Carr could unretire, and then he's not with the Saints, right? It's kind of like if Andrew Luck were to randomly unretire, he is still under contract with the Indianapolis Colts. Ocho, bro, Mitch, shirt is fire. I need it. I love this. This is actually one of my favorite Raider shirts that I have. What up, Chase? I did say I would travel from Columbus, Ohio to Houston for you guys. That just sounds like first round's on me, second round's on Chuggs. Third round also on me. Touchdown, Eagles! Philadelphia goes up 34-0 on Kansas City in the Super Bowl. Oh, it feels good. I was going to say, was this the point where it was finally 33-0? We were like, yes, it's done. Eagles got this one in the bag. He's got this one in the bag. Chris Q. It's not been confirmed yet. Not to my knowledge. Could definitely be. The Raiders' Week 1 opener is between the Browns or the Chargers. Those are the only options. Browns, Chargers, only two options for Week 2. Yep. Browns, Chargers. Dude, yeah, we are getting close. Though there's some teams that have less games than what we do. Broncos, Chiefs schedule, they're already done. It does really look like that the Raiders are just kind of waiting on a few other teams to get their odds and ends together. Oh, really? Would you get mad if I hopped off real quick and went to go pee? He's like, I wouldn't mind that at all. I wouldn't mind that at all. Though, I'm a man that likes a good deal. You guys know I'm a man that likes deals. I did say once we get to 900 likes, we're going to give you a wheel deal spin. If we get to 900 likes by the time I get back, 2 wheel spins. And then if we get to 1,000 likes, 3 wheel spins. Sound good? If you haven't already, make sure you click that like button. Give me 2-3 minutes. I'll be right back. My guy, Jeremy Chuggs, is going to be here holding it down.
What is going on? We are very close to getting the Raiders' full schedule released. Let me know. How many years have you been a Raiders fan? Has it been 1, 2, 3, 50, 60, 70, 95 years? Let me know. How many years have you been a Raiders fan? Blinky says 11. Rustin, 40 long years. Long. 20 plus since 2003 from Raphael. 45 from First Heritage. Wow. Horror Lance says since 77. Insane. Since the first grade from Stevie. All my life I can remember. I'm 35. 31 years since birth, baby. 32 years. Robert Jansen, 52. Taino, 1987. Williams says since 1974. You do the math. 35 because that's my age from Crucifix. Or no, it's Crucify the Wick. Chase Coe says 29 years since Bo Jackson from Devin Reed. Thumper World says since 82. Horror Fanatic Lance, did you hire anyone yet, Chuggs? We did not. We are still looking for a new producer to help us out. If you know anybody that's interested, or if you yourself are interested, join the Raiders Report, chatsports.com/Raiders Producer. Wow. Mitch is going to be upset that he left because of this. This one's rolling in from Night Devil Bang! Let's go! Night Devil! Let's freaking go! And I believe, actually didn't see this before he left. He said Cowboys-Raiders game, can't wait. Can't wait. Let's freaking go. Actually, heard this one as well. Patrick Roche Bang! Let's freaking go! Patrick Roche and Night Devil. You know what? Because of them, I'm going to add somebody into the Ashton Jeanty jersey raffle at the end of the month. This is going to happen at the very end of this month. Spam LV. I'm going to pick 2 people. One for Night Devil, one for Patrick. Let's go. Spam LV if you want a free raffle ticket for the end of the month. Because of Mr. Patrick Roche and Mr. Night Devil. Let's go. Let me see him in there. Let me see those LVs flowing. Killer says Killer Dragon says any leaks for week 11 and 12 for the Raiders. Week 11 is the Cowboys. Week 12 we do not know yet. All right. I'm going to give one to Autumn Win 1976. Who wants the other one? Let's go. Who wants the other one? I'm going to go with Sir Dre. Sir Dre. Let's go. 2 free spots. Thank you to Patrick Roche and Night Devil. Night Devil. Let's go. How many years have you been a Raiders fan? Let me know down in the comment section. Let's go. Let's freaking go. And if you're just joining us, I can roll through the games that we know so far. Week 1 at New England. Week 3 at Washington. 4, home game versus the Bears. Week 5 at Indianapolis. Week 7 at Kansas City. Week 10 at the Broncos. Week 11, home versus the Cowboys. 14, home against the Broncos. 15 at Philadelphia. Week 16 at Houston. Week 17, home versus the Giants. And week 18, a home game versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And out of all those games that I just put out there, I want to know from you, what do you think is the toughest game on the Raiders' schedule? Based on maybe a home versus away, a toughest opponent, whatsoever. Maybe it's the Week 16 game against the Texans. No, they're going to be a tough out.
I think, honestly, looking at it right now, I think Week 15 against Philadelphia, obviously they're the defending Super Bowl champs. The Raiders are a much different team. Geno Smith, I think the Raiders are going to be a much different team with Geno at home in a dome compared to being outside in the elements. It's a very different brand of football, but you also play a division rival in Denver. And then you got to be motivated to play an NFC team, Week 15 in the defending Super Bowl champs. But then, if I'm the Raiders at that point, I can almost make an argument that Texans game, Week 16, is more important, obviously, than that Eagles game, Week 15, because of the AFC. What?
Corey.
Also, Bears, Week 4, it's locked in.
Yeah. Corey, I choose different people every time. I don't think I've ever chosen Sir Dre.
I've never heard of the name Sir Dre.
I'm sorry you didn't get chosen, man. I better luck next time. Just all good, man. I don't think I've even chosen Autumn Winds 1976 before either. I think those were two very different names that I've never chosen before. Chosen. Did you get to that bang from Night Devil?
I
did.
I was going to say, I heard you bang. Did you get the message I sent you?
I banged for that as well.
Oh, legendary. Patrick Roche.
And
Fabian Moreno.
Well, that's why I gave away the 2 spots.
Oh, I got you. Which we are, it's looking like 30 likes away.
This commercial's wild.
Yeah. Yes, it is. We are 30 likes away from doing our next wheel spin here on the Raiders Report. 30 likes away. And if you don't know, the Eagles are up 34-6 over the Chiefs in Super Bowl licks. Toughest game on the Raiders' schedule. What do we got here? Eagles game from Troy Gill. Not this team. All right, I don't know what that means. Jonathan Smith. Daryl Roy Rogers said he's been a fan for 47 years. Corey Alexander, I saw that smile.
Raider Prime.
I don't know. What? Who's Corey? There's got to be some joke that I'm not getting right now.
Corey was upset because he didn't get chosen for one of the free raffle tickets. And then he was like, you pick the same people every time.
Oh, I got you.
And then I said, no, I don't. And he goes, but you said my name. I got you to say it. And then Raider Prime said, you want a cookie?
All right. If you could have any cookie right now, those chocolate chip cookies look great.
They're pretty good.
In the bullpen. I
They're
didn't eat
good.
one. I did not eat one. Because I know if I do, I can't. I can't. Though I did eat some peanuts during my break.
Honestly, right now, you know what I could go for? A good peanut butter cookie. That sounds good.
I like peanut butter cookies. Alex's dad makes these like brown sugar oatmeal raisin cookies, which I think a good oatmeal raisin cookie is one of the most underrated cookies that you could have. Maybe that's me now that I'm 30 years old. I'm getting up there in age, and I like oatmeal raisin.
You ever just want a good ginger snap?
I like ginger snap cookies. Like a molasses cookie, love it. I mean, the go-to is always Chips Ahoy. Though, the cookie you gave me yesterday,
was that not one of the best cookies you've ever put in your mouth?
Oh, dude, letting that sit on my tongue for the extra 10 to 15 seconds before I swallowed it. The cream, unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
I brought in these new Oreos yesterday. Their new flavor, chocolate-covered pretzel.
They're so good. And it kind of remind me of, Pepperidge Farms or whatever. Pepperidge Farms. It's like a better version than that. The chocolate cream in the middle with like an Oreo cookie. It was incredible.
But the Oreo literally tasted like it was a pretzel. It was like salty.
It was super. Like if you like salty sweet, you got to try them. Do you eat pretzels and ice cream? Like when I was a kid growing up, my mom used to buy pretzels and we used to just dip it in ice cream for like that salty sweet. If you like that, you're going to love that cookie. Young. Yeah, man, there's some pauses in there. Sometimes we get a pause. And that's just going to happen. We did get 3 bangs today. Fabian Moreno, Patrick Roche, freaking Night Devil. Shout out to all y'all for seriously always pulling up and always having a good time. We will also be live tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm going to be live on Friday also, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Raiders, Patriots, Madden simulation. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. The Madden sims are ridiculous. And that's even coming from me. And I'm sure like y'all are watching them sometimes. But you have to admit, how many people last season, let me know down in the comments, watched our Madden watch parties last season? Because there's probably a lot of people that are tuning in right now. Again, we've had around 1,000 people on today's live show for basically the whole show. Now we're at 854. There might be some people that don't know what the Madden watch parties are. So if you have watched them and been a part of them the last 2 years, just type me or Raiders or something down below. But at the same time, like I really want people to understand how fun they are And you're going to end up watching that Madden game, and you're going to go, I can't believe that I am this invested in a Madden game. But hey, when you just miss Raiders football, anything is something. Suave, there's only one type of cookie I want right now.
Chips Ahoy. Chips Ahoy chewy or normal?
Normal. I actually think Chips Ahoy Chewy is probably one of my least favorite cookies.
Wow.
That people like. I can remember when I was a kid, my little cousin, he's 1 year old younger than me. Shout out to Nick Loeb. If anybody knows Nick Loeb in New York, tell him I said hi. That's my guy right there. He used to get Chips Ahoy Chewy. Couldn't stand them. Couldn't stand them. But see, again, I like coffee. Like when I eat Chips Ahoy, in the coffee. They used to be my breakfast. Like when I used to go to my mom's, and if she had to like go home, like if she had to like go to work early, and if I was just there by myself, I would eat a whole row of Chips Ahoy cookies, and that would be my. Then I'd walk to school, or I had the razor. You're pushing a little scooter. You want to talk about pain? If that thing would swing around and hit your ankle, oh my Lord, cripple me. What up, Ryan Decker? Hey, Mitch, I live in Towanda. Wow. I graduated from Northeast Bradford. I'm not too far from Danville. Let's do a $10 duck race. Well, we are doing a $20 Venmo duck race, Ryan. But Towanda, PA holds a very, very special place in my heart.
Where you lost your virginity.
Almost. The last time I was in Towanda, I was 10.
Look at this game's nuts.
And I'll be real. I don't remember losing my virginity at 10. But, Ryan, you can look this up. Danville beat, I forget what team. Grove City, I think, is the team we played. Danville beat Grove City 11-1 in 4 innings in the Pennsylvania State Championship baseball game. 9 and 10-year-olds. 9 and 10-year-olds. And that tournament was in Towanda, Pennsylvania.
No way.
We had so much pressure on us. I can remember when I was 12. Dude, we did get like 400, 500 people at our Little League games. Again, that's in Williamsport. I'm sure you're in that area. You know how big Little League baseball is. But Towanda, PA, I mean this, holds a very special place in my heart. If my dad's watching the show, I would bet a bang. I would bet a bang that he'll ask me about this as soon as I get home today.
Towanda,
PA.
I barely even know her.
This one goes out to my Aunt Towanda.
Her name is Towanda?
No, it's Wanda, but it's to Wanda. So to my Aunt Wanda. My Aunt Wanda's the real one. She's going to be at the wedding. You'll get to meet her. She's like the grandma on my mom's side.
Hell yeah.
Let's go to Patrick Roche. Mint jerseys would be nicer.
Jeanty
jerseys would be nicer. Well, you're in. Or am I confused? I don't know. God, family, Raiders for life. Threw one up. Throw it up. What's crazy is we still have we still have an hour and a half to go. Maybe,
depending on when the Raiders' schedule comes out. We're still waiting on
a few games.
And it's weird because the grid.
I'm listening.
The gritty doesn't have that week 4 game against the Bears just yet.
Yeah, they do.
Really?
Refresh.
I just did. On the grid?
Oh. They had it on, and now they took it off.
I was going to say, I just refreshed it, and I don't see it.
They had it on, and now they just took it off. Interesting. I wonder if they got some conflicting news. What up, God family and Raiders for life? What's good to the nation and the Texans family? Mitch, just curious about the Tuna Brandon Jasper auction. Any updates so we can support Tuna's family? Alley-oop thrown up. Who's throwing it down for the Tuna? You know, I was actually going to ask 93 Navman about this the other day because from what I understood, Brandon's significant other was going to send Navman a whole bunch of Raider stuff, and we were going to be able to get it appraised. Is that the right word? Praised? Because there's a lot of, like he's got some really cool signed Raider stuff in there, and I didn't want certain items. Like, I wanted it to be known, like, what it's worth. That way people who are watching knows what it's worth, and then that way we can kind of like donate that. But unfortunately, no, I don't have any more information. Quite frankly, it's probably a question that I should ask Navman. But here's an honest question. Do you think it's okay for me to reach out to Brandon's significant other and ask her? Because I wanted to give her more than enough time, to grieve, and just more than enough time to be with herself, her own friends, her own family, her own thoughts. And not that I haven't thought about it. It's just I don't know when to reach out. And that's me just being 100% honest. So if you think I could reach out now, like that, if enough time has passed, then I can do that. Or Nav, if you have an update, man, just please let me know.
He said comms went silent, unfortunately. Not sure what. I'm guessing that means like they just haven't responded. Gotcha.
And that could be the case where she's always been somebody that's responded to us pretty quickly. And if she's not right now, then I'm going to give her time and her space. What up, Emmanuel Sanchez? What would you do or give for the Raiders to go undefeated and win the Super Bowl? Oh, my God. I mean, I'm not kidding you. If the Raiders went undefeated, the Raiders report itself would grow so much because of the amount of eyeballs that we would just start to get because of the season going on.
Smitty said he would tear both of his Achilles just if Jason Tatum could play Game 5.
I'll tell you this. He's never had a major injury then. Because, I said this. Getting my knee tatted, the top of my kneecap tatted, I thought was more painful than when I tore my ACL in the moment. Obviously, the rehab of the ACL sucks, which is honestly the bigger issue than tearing it yourself. But if you told me I could sign up right now for an undefeated season and a Raiders Super Bowl, you could re-tear my left ACL. Somebody you could do it. Emmanuel, just take a deep dive.
Coming with the crowbar.
Oh, a crowbar? No. I was thinking more like just tackle me. Like if I just stood knee locked and somebody came from the side, that'd be enough. If you hit me right there, done. That'd probably be enough. Though I was able to run this morning. I did get a good jog in. We did just hit 900 likes, which means it's time for a wheel deal. It's time for a wheel deal here on the Raiders Report. Reminder, every 300 likes we get, we're going to do a wheel deal. I will say once we get to 1,000, we'll do another wheel deal. Mitch, can I get some prayers for my family? My aunt passed away last night. Sucker free. Honestly, dude, if we can get some prayer emojis down below, some RIPs for Sucker Free, because I'll always say I appreciate when people share messages like this, and it's only because I am a big believer that when you hold emotions in, it kind of eats you up a little bit. Where I was actually talking to one of our other chat sports guys a few days ago, and his grandmother passed away, and he was like, it didn't really hit me until I actually went to the funeral. And, I got a chance to grieve. And I can remember, like, when my grandfather passed away, I'm not really much of a crier. Like, I'll be real. Like, I don't cry a lot. Now, if I watch a movie, I bawl my eyes out. If I watch something, I'll bawl my eyes out. But when it's, like, me, like, personally, and I'm dealing with something like that, I don't always, like, show my emotions. And then I let it all out. My point of what I'm saying there is, like, I would only share this with people that I trust. Like, people that, I look forward to, be a rock. And the fact that you're able to share something like this, you got a lot of people here that I think are always going to have your back, but anytime you're grieving, anytime you're out there grieving, you pull up to the Raiders board, we're going to put some smiles on some faces. I can't heal the wound, obviously, but we're going to do our best to put some smiles on some faces. Sucker Free Raider, sorry for your loss. Really am. Let's go to the deal for the wheel. We got Rockin' Jock, Autumn Wynn, Yoda Jenkins, Tyler Dance, Karen Blair. There it is, Raiders, Chargers, Week 2, Monday Night Football.
Dun-it.
So here's how this game's going to go. I am going to follow back somebody on Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365. I'm going to pick one random person. If you already follow me, unfollow me, give me a follow back.
You got another one. Also, Week 12 versus Cleveland.
Ooh.
So at home, Week 12 versus Cleveland.
So Raiders versus Chargers, Week 2, Monday Night Football. Love it. And then the other one you said was Raiders versus Browns, Week 12?
Yes.
Nice. Nice.
We're
the
very
schedule
close.
is getting closer and closer, y'all.
Oh, wait. And do we have another one?
We have right now 13 out of the 17 games.
Oh, no, and
wow,
versus
right,
Tennessee at Week 6.
All right, we're 2 games away. I think we're about to have it here very quickly.
Yeah.
Raiders, hang on a second, y'all. Raiders versus Titans. That's what, Week 6?
Yep.
Okay, we got that one. And then it looks like Raiders versus Jaguars. Is that Week 8? Week 9.
Oh, yeah.
Raiders versus Jaguars, Week 9. So that means we have 3 spots left. Week 4, Week 8, and then Week 13. So essentially, the Raiders' bye week is either going to be Week 4, either going to be Week 8, or going to be Week 13. So that means the games that we have left to look at, Chargers, Bears. Again, if that Bears game is Week 4, then this makes...
Oh, wait, yeah.
All right, so hang on a second here. Again, so we're looking at the schedule.
Yeah, I'm only missing 2, so 8 and 13 are open for the Raiders for me.
You're saying, so that's if you put Bears in at number 4?
Which I'm
Just put it in there to see what it looks like.
That's the only one that makes sense because the other ones...
Which, if that's the case, then that then means the Chargers, because the Chargers already have a game Week 8. So that means the Raiders' bye week would be Week 8, and then the Raiders would play the Chargers.
At the Chargers, Week 13.
At the Chargers.
We have it.
Week 13. I believe we have the full Raiders schedule as it stands right now. I believe it is Patriots, Chargers, Commanders, Bears, Colts, Titans, Chiefs, bye week, Week 8, Jaguars, Broncos, Cowboys, Browns, Chargers, Broncos, Eagles, Texans, Giants, Chiefs. I believe that is what it is. I believe that is what it is.
Chat, do we run it? I think we do.
Let's do it.
It's up to you, obviously, but
I mean, I think at this point, if we did one, it could be like Raiders schedule leaked.
yeah.
And then if it's different, then we just do official Raiders schedule at the end of the show. I guess the only other difference is I don't know, like, Monday night games. I don't know some of that stuff. Karen says bye week 8 seems early. No, it doesn't seem early. I would say that that's kind of like right around, again, middle of the season. That's totally fine.
The earliest you can have a bye, I believe, is Week 4.
Week 4. Richard Kelly, you're in for the duck race. Reminder, $20 Venmo for a chance to win $430 here on today's show, which we will do that at the very, very, very end of today's program. So just keep that in mind. James Jimenez says, run it, make it officially official later. What do you guys think we do? I think that we have the entire Raiders schedule, which we usually like to do. Like we're going to do a whole show on it. Are you guys okay with Chuggs and I right now doing a leaked Raiders schedule release? And then if anything changes, we will just do a official Raiders schedule release. Would you wait until it is officially official, or should we just film a show real quick here on the leaked one? I'm seeing a lot of run-its. You guys want to run it? We're going to go Chris Brown. Chris Brown, Run It. That was like the first song of Chris Brown that I ever remember listening to that I actually liked. I'm seeing a lot of Run It. Seeing a lot of Run It. Let's get some run-its down below. Let's get some run-its down below. I know I said I'd give somebody a follow back on Twitter, so I will do so. Just give me 1 second. The person that gets my follow back, I'm looking, though I don't think I got too many follow. So let me see. At Mitchell Renz 365. All right, the person that I am going to follow back, I got you. Max Santana 86.
Ryan said, don't worry, we're all family here. Mo, if Chargers is a Monday Night Football game, do you think the Cowboys will be Monday Night Football?
I believe so. That's what Tom said.
I don't think so.
What?
That the Cowboys is going to be Monday Night Football?
I mean, Tom said that there wasn't a Monday night game for that week, and he thinks that it could be the Raiders, but maybe not. Though, I mean, that one is showing up as white, but then again, like you said, like that could be anything. I believe that it is Bears week 4, Raiders bye week 8, Chargers week 13. Is Max Santana here? I hope so.
So this is what we're going to do.
What's up, Max?
This is what we're going to do. Last chance to get in the duck race because we're going to do this, and then if we want to get it out quick, we got to hop off so I can cut it up.
I mean, or somebody just do a highlight cut. Like, I mean, if we're doing this, we still I still want to stay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say just somebody just needs to do a highlight cut. And then just have them make a leaked thumbnail. I guess would be the way to do it. Actually, I guess I could technically do it. Because I already made a thumbnail. I could just try to slap leaked on it. All right, we're just going to get a few things situated on our end. Because, again, I do believe that we have the Raiders' schedule here. So what did you just put in production? So we just got the league schedule. I'll just do can someone make a leaked thumbnail? All right. Somebody will be able to get to that. All right. I believe we got the whole schedule here for the Raiders. So coming up here on today's show, we're going to go through and we're going to be breaking down the Raiders schedule. What up, Mo? What up, Mo? If Chargers is Monday Night Football game, do you still think Cowboys might be Monday Night Football? I mean, you can get multiple Monday night games. You can get multiple primetime games. And if there's one team that the NFL would bend rules for, maybe not named Kansas City, it's probably the Dallas Cowboys. So that one still looks like a TBD'er, but I do think it's already done. Yeah. I don't know where that doc is. Let me just see. All right, cool. Cool. Yeah, I put 2 in there, like, just in case. Yeah, and then just need to add. I think we're good. Yeah, all right, this is cool. So I'm glad that we decided that we're going to run this one. Again, I believe we have the official leaked schedule by the Las Vegas Raiders. So we're going to break all of that down here on today's show. And if it ends up, again, not being accurate, we'll just do an official Raiders schedule release video. So just kind of keep that in mind. As soon as I get the thumbs up. Okay, sounds good. I'm going to follow your lead. I'm going to follow your lead, though. Let me just get my screens pulled back up here. And then we will be good. Ready to rock. Ready to roll. Mr. Marty Mart? I don't really know. I don't really know. Venthrak! What's up, Venthrak? I see you here in the building. Do you have, like, if you want to pick, like, certain, I know we have, like, the key game. I don't know if we have any of that. I'm not really worried about it. Oh, okay. Sounds good. All right, let's run it. No, I'm saying, like, in the show script. like where I had like certain games, like we would go to like highlighted games, like for the matchup. So one out of every 4, I'll just pick a game. All right, cool. What up, Venthrak? What up, Venthrak? All right, let's get this thing popping. 950 people here watching the Raiders Report. Coming up, we're going to go through the leaked Raiders 2025 schedule here on the Raiders Report. So bear with us. If this ends up not being the official Raiders schedule, we'll end up just doing another video in about 90 minutes from now, so just keep that in mind. You ready? Coming up, let's talk about the Raiders' new schedule. Look into those crystal balls, Raider Nation. I want you to predict the Raiders' record in 2025. I am going to be putting out a video tomorrow morning on my Raiders record prediction, so make sure you're subscribed, make sure those notifications are turned on. But I want to hear you loud and proud what that Raiders record is going to be this upcoming season. Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and the Las Vegas Raiders 2025 schedule has been leaked. I will say this, it has not been 100% confirmed. Every game that we are going to roll through, the games that have not been confirmed yet, Week 4, Week 8, Week 13, but we played a little Sudoku, and we think that we know what the schedule is. If this ends up not being the official Raiders schedule, note that I will do another video on the official Raiders 2025 schedule. Let's keep this thing rolling, though. The first game that we got, Week 1 against the New England Patriots, Tom Brady going up back in New England, Josh McDaniels. Week 2, the home opener against the Chargers, Monday Night Football. Week 3, on the road against the Commanders. Week 4, against the Chicago Bears. That's going to be a fun game. Ben Johnson, I'll see you there. Week 5, on the road against the Indianapolis Colts. Week 6, at home, Tennessee Titans. Week 7, on the road in Arrowhead, Patrick Mahomes, I see ya. Andy Reid, I'm going to see ya. Week 8, this is going to be the Raiders' bye week. Then, Week 9, Jacksonville Jaguars, going to be a fun game. Travis Hunter, can't wait to watch that one. Week 10, Thursday Night Football up against the Denver Broncos. Friendly reminder that Jeremy Chuggs and I will be live every single Thursday Night Football game here on the Raiders Report. Week 11 versus the Cowboys, there is a chance this could be Monday Night Football. This one's still TBD. Week 12, up against the Cleveland Browns for the Las Vegas Raiders. Week 13, on the road against the Chargers. And then we end up with this gauntlet. And it's a tough gauntlet. I mean, think about it. The Chargers, playoff caliber team. Broncos, playoff caliber team. Defending Super Bowl champs. Week 16 against the Houston Texans. Week 17 against the Giants. And then you finish up the season with your rivals, the Kansas City Chiefs, in Week 18. If you don't already know it, hit that subscribe button. We're going to be putting out videos every single day, May, June, July. We're about to start our Madden watch parties. Our first Madden watch party is going to be this Friday on May 16th, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you're tuning in, and if you have a good time during our Madden streams, wait till you see what we do this season during game day. Shit gets wild here on the Raiders Report. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go through the schedule, and I'm just going to kind of point out certain games that I'm going to keep an eye on. For this one, I think you got to talk about the Week 1 game, and it's really intriguing to me because it was rumored that the Raiders frontrunner that they wanted to be their head coach, Tom Brady at least, he was really looking at Mike Vrabel. Once the New England Patriots decided to move on from Gerard Mayo, it was then, all right, Vrabel's going to go there. But Josh McDaniels is the OC for New England. We know, obviously, what Tom Brady means to the city of New England and to Foxborough, but he's going to get an opportunity to take down the Patriots. And I think when you talk about legacies, we know that Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, more Super Bowls than anybody. But the fact that he's able to do it with two different teams, and now if he's able to go beat the Patriots again and kind of put another notch in that belt of, guess what, I am also a great owner, who knows how much say he actually has. But for the first game for Geno Smith, for the first game for Ashton Jeanty, the first time that we get to see Pete Carroll and we get to see a John Spytek team on the field, you're damn right. I can't wait. And you know what? I saw Chuggs working in the background. Let's go, man. Give me some F. McDaniels down below. I can't wait to see the flea flicker, the trick play on the 40-yard line by the Raiders. I can't wait to see the 3rd and long running back screen. I can't wait to see Chip Kelly run circles around Josh McDaniels and for us to put our foot on their throat and start this season off 1-0, man. Let's freaking go. Let's go from Week 5 here to Week 8. I would say the biggest game on here, it's not that Indy, Tennessee, Both of those are very important games being the AFC, but let's be honest. It's week 7 against the Kansas City Chiefs on the road. And I also love the fact that we have a bye week after Kansas City. So if you're the Raiders, you're going into this one and you're like, no matter what, we're going to be able to rest up and be able to re-prepare ourselves for the back half of the season. Anytime you're going up against the AFC West champs, anytime you're going up against the most dominant team in the NFL the last, 5-6 years. I know Philadelphia is obviously up there in that equation, but if I were to ask Raiders fans which are the games that you're looking forward to the most, I would imagine that the Kansas City Chiefs is going to be the most common answer. Though, it might not be this Kansas City Chiefs game. We do have the Week 8 bye. Now what I want to look at is the games from Week 9 all the way down to Week 13. And when you look at these are another, the Travis Hunter game is going to be fun. Thursday Night Football, going to be fun. Selfishly, I could say Week 11 against the Dallas Cowboys. And I say that because my fiance, soon-to-be wife, is a Cowboys fan. Jeremy Chuggs' wife is a Cowboys fan. And if you're telling me the first time that her and I are going to be Mr. and Mrs. Renz, the Raiders and Cowboys, if this game does end up being on Monday Night Football, oh my goodness. I did also tell Alex that I will try my best this year to try to go out to Las Vegas for the Cowboys and Raiders game. If you are planning on going out there, there's a good chance you're going to see me that weekend. But you got to look at that one. Week 12 versus the Browns. Could you imagine if Shedeur Sanders is playing? That would be insane. Week 13 against the Los Angeles Chargers. Anytime you're going up against your AFC West rivals, you got to be able to bring it. Speaking of being able to bring it, I'm hoping that Raider Nation brings it to Allegiant Stadium every single game this season. And I hope if you're going on the road and traveling, make sure you got an awesome Raiders jersey. If anybody out there needs a new Raiders jersey, go to chatsports.com/Raiders jerseys. Whether you need a Maxx Crosby, whether you need a Bo Jackson, whether you need a Brock Bowers, whether you need an Ashton Jeanty jersey, we got them all covered for you. Chatsports.com/Raiders jerseys. They come in all shapes and sizes. They do also have toddler jerseys. They have women jerseys. They have the white ones, the black ones. They also have the camo. Hundreds and hundreds of Raiders jerseys at chatsports.com/Raiders jerseys. Let's wrap up this schedule from Week 14 to Week 18. Kind of want to talk about the Texans a little bit. I ain't going to do that to Chuggs, though. I think the first game I look at here is you're going up against the defending Super Bowl champs, right? In the Philadelphia Eagles, that's going to be a really, really tough game because I think it's going to be, you're going to see how battle-tested you are. And I've mentioned Philadelphia so many times this offseason because I think that this regime is trying to copy them in a little bit, so much so that they go out and they hire an Anthony Patch, stealing Howie Roseman's right-hand man. On top of that, though, Chuggs has been a part of this program for a long time, and Chuggs is going to be live doing his own thing on our Texans channel. I'm going to be live here on Raiders, and we're going to get a real opportunity to battle it out. What I also want to say, though, is if anybody is planning on going to this game, Jeremy and I will be in the city of Houston as it stands right now. Obviously, things can change, especially around the holidays. But we are planning on being here in Houston December 19th, and we are planning on being here December 20th. Let's go to Week 17. Giants, Raiders. My guy Marshall, Rebel, where you at? But this is also one of those huge, huge bragging rights games because I still hold certain things in the back of my mind. The first time I ever lost a Super Chat battle on the Raiders Report was to the New York Giants and to Marshall Green. It's not going to happen again. And then, let's just be honest. If you're telling me right now this game means something, hope, and I mean it, I really, really hope that this is like the Vikings-Lions game last year. Winner's going to be the AFC West champion. Loser's still going to be able to play wild card spot. This Raiders schedule is a difficult one, and when you look at the strength of schedule, they are actually middle of the road, 16th. I don't really look at that because, well, the Raiders in 2024 look a lot different than the Raiders in 2025. So one more time here, let's run through this Raiders 2025 schedule. And are you telling me it is official? So it's still technically, there's a chance this isn't right, but I'm going to say there's a 99% chance that this is the correct schedule for the Las Vegas Raiders. So again, Week 1, New England. Week 2 up against the Los Angeles Chargers. Week 3 against the Commanders. Week 4 against the Bears. Week 5, Indianapolis. Week 6, the Tennessee Titans. Week 7, the Kansas City Chiefs. Week 8 is a bye. Week 9, up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Week 10, Thursday Night Football against the Broncos. Week 11 against the Dallas Cowboys, still TBD on Monday Night Football. Week 12, the Cleveland Browns. Week 13, the Chargers. Week 14, the Denver Broncos. Week 15, on the road against Philly. On the road against the Texans in Week 16. And then Week 17, the New York Giants. Week 18, the Kansas City Chiefs. That, Raider Nation, is your 2025 schedule. If you haven't already, make sure you tag me on IG, make sure you tag me on Twitter, and make sure y'all are ready all season long, all off season long, because I promise you this, nobody's going to put their heart as much as I do on this show, and I know all y'all are the exact same way. If you want to party on game days, if you want somebody that brings 365 days of content, the Raiders Report is going to be for you, and I haven't been this excited about a Raiders season in a long time, and if you feel that exact same damn way, I expect to see you every single Raiders game this season here on the Raiders Report. All right, y'all, be honest with me. What's the easiest game on the Raiders schedule? Also, can we try to do that short that Trace suggested earlier? How do we, I forget what exactly it entailed, but I know that we were going to try to do a short, or could you just use the... like us running through the schedule for the short. I don't remember.
No, I think it was you
Okay.
on the right with the schedule on the left, but it just needed you to go down. Like,
Do you think like that first part of the show was good enough?
oh yeah, actually the very
Where
beginning.
we run through it, I think should be
Yeah.
fine. I think should be fine. Maybe just like check and see if that could be done, because that'd be a good one as well.
Yeah, I'll after they post it, then we can just do the short request form and just find the very beginning that has it, because I think that's exactly what
I already filled out the form. I just need the part.
Yeah, so we'll just have to, whenever Joey posts the video, we'll just take that, put it in there as that's the video, and then just give them the time.
All right, y'all, what's the easiest game on the Raiders schedule? Let me know down below what y'all are thinking. Oh! Night Devil! Bang! Schedule bang! Start the season already. I want some Raiders football. Can I get a Raiders? Come on, Night Devil. Come on, Fabian Moreno. Fire me up one time. Fire me up one time. Our MVP for the month of May with 8 bangs already. This guy's been on an absolute heater. This guy's been on an absolute heater, man. You know what? We're going to give away some Jeanty jersey spots because I'm fired up for the season as well. If you want a chance to win a Jeanty jersey, I want you to spam... let's just get Raiders. Night Devil 2008 is a mouthful. Let's get some Raiders down below. Come on, dude. I'm fired up. I'm fired up. I'm ready for this season. I think it's a good start. To me, you got to start off the season strong. You got to try to get to 1-0, and you have the opportunity to do that. I know you're on the road. I totally get you're on the road, but you also, I think the Patriots are one of your weaker teams on that schedule. Let's give some shout-outs here. Tyler Dance, Frank Mendez, what up, Muerte? Bridget Rivera.
Also, I will say they updated the
I'm listening.
The timing on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like the only noon games that we have, which are all kind of on the front half, New England, Washington, Colts, and it still has that Week 7 Chiefs. The other ones are all filled in as the gray. Oh, and Week 15 at Philadelphia.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games.
Love it. Love it. I actually like that. That makes me happy. Because Week 1, I don't care if it's early, everybody's going to be fired up for Week 1.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be on their feet, ready to rock and roll for Week 1. And then it's Monday Night Football. But then you got to bounce back. Washington. Early 1 o'clock games, that's okay, though.
I'd rather have him at the beginning of the year, though.
Completely agree. Completely agree. Night Devil, you're a freaking legend, dude. I want you to know that. You're a freaking legend, man. I'm gonna put you in again here.
I don't know what this means.
What?
Maybe I'm missing something.
39 years ago, Shenron was summoned for the first time. Noah, I don't know if this was supposed to be to our chat, if this is supposed to be somebody else. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Hang on. The only thing that I gather from Shenron is it might be Dragon Ball Z. But I never watched Dragon Ball Z. It might be Dragon Ball Z. Let's go to Venthrak, Mount Raidermore's newest member. Absolute travesty. The NFL would put a 7-win Dallas Cowboys team on opening night. What a joke. I hope the Eagles beat them by 50 points. Well, there is a good chance that Chuggs and I will be live for that Thursday night season opener. And I don't totally disagree with you, though it makes sense to me because it's always the defending Super Bowl champs. They open up, right? They're going to open up. What's the number one team that's going to go up against Philadelphia that guarantees the highest numbers, right? I would say Washington maybe could have been up there for the NFC rematch, but you put Dallas on opening night. Because the other part about this is it doesn't technically, does this count as a primetime game? I wonder if it does. I know you're only allowed a certain amount of primetime games. Does the season opener? I don't know.
I don't know.
I actually don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Oh, man. I love the fact that this schedule is out.
Oh, what? Okay. And now it looks like I do see some Cowboys people on Twitter saying Monday Night Football Week 11.
Who?
Some Cowboys people on Twitter saying Monday Night Football Week 11 against the Raiders.
I was seeing a lot of people say that. Again, I don't know if it was confirmed, but I did see a lot of people saying that. Venthrak. Just looks like we're going to be rooting for Philadelphia again on that season opener, which I will. I will 100% root for Philadelphia on that season opener.
Oh,
100%.
Oh yeah, we're one.
What?
We're one game away.
For what? Oh, you're talking about you.
Yeah.
I got you. All right, let's keep it moving here on the show. I got Rebel says Nixon 5, Brunson 3, good. Wolves in 5s. So speaking of that game, who you guys got tonight? Type T for the Timberwolves. Type W for the Golden State Warriors. Is Curry coming back tonight? I don't really know. I don't think he's coming back either. I mean, again, like, if you're Golden State, you're like, we got to win tonight to even give it a shot. Because you don't want to risk further injury, especially, I mean, hammies can be, and they can just keep on popping back up. Holy cow, I'm seeing a lot of T's down below from Taino. Seeing a lot of T's down there from Taino, which I want the Warriors to win. I'll be very clear. I want the Warriors to win. But they are just clearly not a playoff caliber team without Steph Curry. I mean, it's the honest truth. They're just so clearly not a playoff caliber team without Steph Curry. I see Dan78's going to go with the Warriors, though. Green says he's out. All right. If he's out, he's out. If he's out, he's out. Patrick! Bang! Come on, Patrick! Fire me up one time. What is good? The man, the myth, the legend, Venthrak. The man that banged more than any other man in the year 2024, Venthrak. What a legend. 6 to 8 wins is progress for a 4-win team. It's a building year. Patience is a virtue, and the arrow is pointed up in the right way. Build something that will last. I do agree with you that 6 to 8 wins is improvement, especially because I think the Raiders were a lot closer to a 2-win team than 4 wins. Let's just be real. If the teams that we played had their team together and weren't super banged up, Jags and Saints, I don't know if the Raiders win those games. We could all say the same thing. We were very banged up as well. But I would be pretty disappointed. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd be pretty disappointed if the Raiders were unable to get to 8 to 9 wins. Like, if we finish the season 6 wins, I wouldn't look and go, oh, we made improvement. I'd be pretty damn disappointed. To me, the only way that I'm going to sit back and go, you know what? I'm proud of this Raiders team. Minimum 8 wins. And it's just because we do this to win, right? Like, these guys are getting paid millions of dollars not to just show up and get participation trophies. I get it's an entertainment factor. I want to be entertained, right? So we got to get to 8 to 9 wins. Yeah, that's fine. So 6 to 8 wins is progress. I mean, here's my question. How many games do you guys want? Like, what is like the bare minimum of games that y'all expect for the Raiders this season? What is the bare minimum for games this season? Let me know. First Heritage Inn says 9. Raider Muerte is going to go with a 7. All right, I mean, that's the guy, that's the good vibes guy. All right, hang on a second. I am seeing some answers down below. I also want to put out this video, so please bear with me. Raiders Elite 2025 schedule. Appreciate you, Mr. Seeps. TV. I'm seeing an 8 and 11 down. Again, guys, I'm talking like bare minimum, right? Where bare minimum. What's your favorite game on the schedule? Are we good or no? Okay. I got you. We got 864 people here. Say, yeah, honestly, might be the best way. Just put it in production so you can pitch in. I am posting on Instagram and on Twitter the video that we just did of the Raiders schedule leak. So give me a second. I know. Bear with me here. Bear with me here. This is another opportunity to mention that we are going to be giving away some money today. The last time that I checked, it was over $400. If you want to get a chance to win some money, you can get in right now. It's a $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. You're able to go home with a little bit of jing today. And right now it's 20 to win $440 here on the Raiders Report. $20 Venmo for a chance to win $440, which now that I'm looking at it, got some more people that are getting in. The last thing that I saw was Richard Kelly, Ryan Decker, I got you. Anthony Green, I got you. And then Gilbert Moreno, I got you. So it's 20 to win, $470. What's also hilarious is I actually do feel bad for a lot of these guys that are like in the NFL circles that Tom Pelissero, special 1-hour edition of the NFL schedule release in an hour. It's like, guys, every team at this point knows their schedule. I mean, let's be honest. At this point, every single NFL team knows their schedule. Well, not every team. There's still a few stragglers. There's still a few stragglers. All right, so we got right now as it stands, we did just hit 1,000 likes. Is there any opportunity where we could do the wheel deal? Little bit of the wheel deal here. We did just get to 1,000 likes. Appreciate all y'all tuning in. Again, the next video that I am going to do, we're not going to do it today live because I'm realizing there's a lot of other stuff that's happening behind the scenes here. If this lands on Twitter again, we're going to do IG. We're going to do IG. So if you want a chance to get a shout out and a follow back here on the Raiders Report, go ahead and give me a follow on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365, which I'll put that link for you guys in the chat below. Click that bad boy. Give me a follow. I'm going to give somebody a follow back on Instagram. And if you don't already know, I am literally at Mitchell Renz 365 everywhere. Like Venmo, Instagram, Twitter, Cameo. I've done a few cameos, which they're usually for like Father's Day. I got one for like a graduation before. A lot of happy birthdays. There was one that I remember that I did was at my buddy's bachelor party. I felt so bad because I was super like banged up. Again, it was my buddy's bachelor party. And the time was expiring, and I was like, I got to get them this video. I got to get them this video. Yoda, don't forget, OnlyFans. Unfortunately for you, I don't have OnlyFans. Though, I'll tell you what. No, I'm just kidding. If I ever did an OnlyFans, it would only be to send feet pics to David Zahn. That'd be the only way. Mike Van Leuven, Mitch did a cameo for me. Oh shit, that's legit. I love that. That's legit. I love it. All right, so who's sweet? That's fine. That's fine. All right, so we got Sam Brown. He's going to be here. Chuggs has to go film the Texans schedule release video. But now we got Sam Brown. Let's get some F-Sams down below. As you know.
Thank you.
As you know, but Sam, shout out to him, seriously, for being able to step in here. Again, this is what we are hiring for. Chatsports.com/Raiders producer.
I should be home by now.
You should be home by now. I got to come in late today.
I was packed up. I blame Jeremy.
Technically, he is the person to blame.
That's a tough one.
Technically, he is the person to blame.
Where are you at here? Where do you want me to go? Consider me I'm like your shaman right now. This is your trip.
We are all caught up on all of the super chats, though. I have to give some shout outs here to some IG. So how about this? Hashtag Raiders or Super Chat to get your questions, comments here up on screen. I know that the NFL official schedule release is supposed to come out here in an hour. I'm very confident that we got the schedule correct. So I'll be real. I don't know if we're going to stay live for a whole nother hour just because I already got the schedule. You know what I mean? And I'd like to be able to start working on some other content as well. Plus, the Knicks game did just start. And there's a part of me that would love to be able to go watch that Knicks game. I'm not going to lie to you. Not going to lie to you. So we got 774 people here in the building. I'm going to answer some questions. We're going to hang out here live a little bit longer. This is going to be an opportunity, again, for some of y'all to get some chances to get some money going on Venmo. $20 Venmo, Mitchell Renz 365. The last name that I see is Gilbert Moreno. Carlos Rod, I got you. Charles G, I got you. Chase Edward, I got you. Salvador Vargas, I got you. $20 Venmo to win $510 here on today's program. So, what do you
Damn.
I'll tell you what, it's pretty good, man. You're watching a random YouTube show on a Wednesday and you have a chance to go home with $510. I don't know about you. That sounds pretty good.
You might get a Venmo from an account that's totally not my burner account here in the next 90 seconds.
Sam,
So
if you want,
I would love nothing more than on schedule day for a Broncos fan to take all those money out of that all that money out of those Raiders fans' pocketses.
No.
Unless they want to up the ante, but I'm about to go on my phone and get it going.
Fly Guy 75. Do you have to live in Dallas to work for Chat Sports? Do you have to live in Dallas to work for me, for the Raiders? Yes. The only other option would be either Cincinnati or Dallas. But again, we're going to pay you where this is going to be your only job, right? Like, you're going to get a 401k. We have benefits, health benefits.
And Dallas is a beautiful city.
Dental, vision. Dallas is actually an awesome city. You get free lunch every day. That's an extra perk. But, it's enough money to live off of. Like, it's not, you don't have to do anything else. Like, your only job will be working here. Like, you can, I don't want you to do anything else. Like, I want you to only do this. And that's just me.
You're going to be banging and.
Yep. A lot of banging going on. It's going to be a lot of banging, a lot of Raiders content.
You nailed it. Hit
Julio
the nail on the head.
This sounds like a Denver fan. Again, if you want the opportunity, it's chatsports.com/Raiders producer. I'm not seeing many questions come in, so I think this is what we're going to do. What happened to Venom? I don't know what happened to Venom. What happened to Venom? Don't know. This is what we're going to do. If we could get at least a few questions. I see one from Emmanuel.
Yep. We can throw that one up real quick.
I'll answer questions here for another 5 to 10 minutes. If we don't get any more super chats or questions, then we'll hop on out of here. The video to get tomorrow is going to be my Raiders record prediction.
I also see James Jimenez in there. We'll get his question on screen. But Emmanuel Sanchez and Robert Jansen said, I asked a question. Let me find it.
I got you.
Oh, what happened to Venom? Is that what he asked?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hashtag Raiders in front of that. We'll get you up on
If the Raiders make the playoffs, what seed would you predict for them to make? If you tell me 7, yeah, I mean, at this point, obviously I would hope for 6. Obviously I would hope for 5. But I do think that this is a playoff caliber team, which some people might not agree with. But I do honestly think that they're going to surprise some people out there. But also at the same time, we were a 4-win team last season, haven't won a playoff game in a long time. I'm going to go with 7 seed. And that's okay, right? Like, you could still shock the world. I really do believe that the Raiders are a team that teams probably wouldn't want to play in the playoffs. They have a tough FU brand of football that is a really difficult style of football in January. Fingers crossed for February. But I'm going to go with the 7 seed, and I think that's okay. I would sign up for the 7 seed right now. I think every Raiders fan here would sign up for the 7 seed right now. Uriel, F them donkeys. Let's be for real. F Sam's, F the Broncos, but also a huge shout out to Sam for pulling up and helping us out here. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you guys one more opportunity here to get in the duck race. Do you remember how to do duck races?
Yeah.
I don't know. You haven't done them maybe in a while. I don't know. Zach Martin, I got you in. $20 Venmo to win $520. Jerry Kester, you're in. Bradley LaSalvia.
By the way, we got Ishan. Record prediction?
Find out tomorrow.
Bang.
I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give. I actually also, I'm going to take time. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to look at the matchups. I'm going to look at time traveled. I look at all that type of stuff. But the video you guys will get tomorrow morning is my Raiders 2025 record prediction. Ryan, Mitch, I found your college stats, Centenary University.
You can find anybody's stats anywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'll admit, my junior year was not a good year for me. Also, my senior year, my stats, I hate my stats my senior year because I had a legit, an ERA.
Love this story.
In the high 2s, and my final game pitching, if it's an opportunity to be the final game that you're throwing, I was literally like, you're going to have to take me out of this game. But I didn't allow any runs. It was against Arcadia was the college. I didn't allow any runs into the 6th inning. And boy, oh boy, did my shit get rocked in the 7th. And I gave up
Whoopsies.
6 or 7 runs. Unfortunately, I ended up losing that game. But my ERA skyrocketed to 4.2. Just didn't sit well with me.
Can you break down to me how that, as a non-baseball player, how that possibly happens?
A 4-2.
Just you're on fire for 6 innings, and then it all just completely crashes and burns.
I was a pitcher that was really accurate, and I didn't overpower.
You weren't
people.
a velocity guy.
So once people got to see me the 3rd time around.
Yeah, I see.
And also, I'll be real, our defense was really bad in college. Really, really bad. We actually had every single guy in my college, everybody hit over 300 besides one guy in our roster, and we were barely 500. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of good pitching. We didn't have a lot of good fielding, but my sophomore year was my best year. Led the country in strikeout to walk ratio. I still wear that one very proud. 1.4 ERA. I actually held my ERA record at college for a long time, but I am in the Centenary Hall of Fame if there is one. So if you ever go to Centenary, well, they do have an athletic Hall of Fame. If you go to Centenary College, when you walk in the gym, you'll see me. I'll be in there.
I must have missed my induction into the Plano East Senior High School.
You guys can
Sports
check out
Hall
my
of Fame.
baseball stats. Yes, this is true. Let's go to who carries who's defense? Offense for the Raiders.
Who carries who?
Oh, the Raiders offense is going to have to carry this defense because, quite frankly, the Raiders defense still scares me. And when I went out earlier during the stream to take a stream for myself, I guess, they were talking about out there how our chat sports guys think that the Raiders might have the worst secondary in the NFL from a coverage standpoint, and I don't totally disagree with it because I don't think we have a free safety yet. I don't think we have a nickel yet, right? So we need somebody that we can trust on the back end, but I would say this Raiders offense is better than the Raiders defense. Though I think the Raiders defensive plan is if we can get after guys with 4 or 5 and use our long, lanky, athletic corners to try to make, wreak havoc. What up, Anthony Green? What's the time for week 3? Oh, F. Sam, thanks for pulling up. The
Facts.
week 3 game, let me see here. The week 3 game on here, it looks like it is a 1 o'clock start. It's at Washington. And based off this schedule that I have, it looks like it is a 1 o'clock start. Also, the Raiders week 1 game, 1 o'clock start. One more super chat coming in from Rebel, Montana. And then I'm sending the list of names to Sam, and we're going to run a duck race. Rebel, Marsh impression on the whole duck race. All right, Reb, I got you. I will do my best. All right, Sam, I'm going to send it to TV. So that means we got a $20 duck race.
Do you want just the normal duck race today? Are you feeling you want to spice things up? Or
Let's spice things up a little bit.
Oh, shit.
Anything besides a snail.
Oh.
The snails are terrible.
If I had thought of that, I definitely would have gone with that.
The snails are no good.
Let's see here.
The horse race is actually one of the best. Maybe that's a good compromise.
I mean, I love gambling on some horsies just as much as the next man.
No, you are definitely allergic to a horse. I'm so worried if you pick the horse race, you're going to break out into anaphylactic shock. Did I say that right?
Yeah, nailed it. Anaphylactic shock.
Dude, look at me. Words are getting easier and
Let's do it. Let's go to the horsies.
Rick Kelly, the defense will surprise us. Mark my words. I hope you're right. Can you add one more name into that for me?
Yep.
Juan Jimenez. All right, that's it. No more. 20 to win, $550. And if you guys don't already know, our Giant stream is also live. Our Knicks stream is also live right now. Our Celtics stream is also live right now here at Chat Sports. I'll be honest, that's the first thing I'm going to do when I get out of here. I'm going to watch the Knicks game, I'm going to watch the Knicks-Celtics game, and I'm going to tune in with Smitty on Celtics. I'm going to tune in with March on Knicks. That's why I want y'all to hit subscribe, and that's why I want y'all to watch all of the stuff that we do here on Chat Sports. You ready? Good luck to everybody out there. All right, can you add one more?
Yeah.
Tyler Dance. Tyler Dance.
How do you spell dance? Like salsa, tango, cha-cha-cha?
If you want to put Tyler Salsa, Tyler Dance. M. Daniel says, I already tried to unsubscribe. I mean, not here because you can't type.
I guess YouTube wouldn't let you. Guess
Sorry.
you got to stick around. Boo-hoo.
Hate to break it to you. You ready?
Count us down.
3. Can you shuffle? Can we get a shuffle?
No, that's totally fair. I'll shuffle it a few times here.
I was gonna say I like a good.
It's not rigged. The NBA draft lottery not rigged.
Maybe,
that's the kind of program we run here.
It might be rigged. I'm not gonna.
No. The videos came out. We saw the ping pong balls come out there. Just be happy. Cooper Flag coming to Dallas.
3, 2, 1. Here we go. Juan Jimenez.
These things are humming.
Out to an early start.
Shit.
Followed by Big Luck, Manuel Ruiz. Winners going home. $560 here on the Raiders Report. Tyler Dance, who just got in, might have the lead right now. Who's this from the back? Dimitri.
Uh-oh.
The land before time, Petrie. Mike Van Leuven falling behind here a little bit.
We're at the midway point. That's where the real horses start to
Gary
separate
Backus?
themselves from the pack.
Frankie Rod. Okay, I see you, Frankie Rod. What's tough here?
Oh, who's
LA
in the middle
Crash
there?
Dog. Richard Kelly. Ooh, Taino's in an interesting spot. Gary Backus down here in the bottom.
Things are fast
13
as shit.
seconds to
Home
go.
stretch.
You got to make a move. Got to make a move. Who's up there? Frankie. Frankie's making a move. Come on, Frank. Come on, Frank. Frankie Mendez. Good. Good.
Who?
Frankie Mendez. Frankie Mendez. Good.
Look at that top 10. That's a jam-packed top 10. Patrick B right on the cusp as
Who
well.
ends up getting the butthole pick. Who came in last?
Let's make our way down.
Who came in last place? Who gets the butthole pick?
In last place, Anthony Green.
Anthony Green! Anthony, you've won so many times, you probably would rather the butthole pick.
That's what he gets for saying F Sam. Good vibes only. Now he gets a butthole pick.
Frankie Mendez. I'll be honest. Frankie, have you ever won before? Frankie, when did Frankie get this one in? All right. I'm looking at Frank Mendez here. Looking at Mr. Mendez here. He has raced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 races for Frank. Though he did win last year actually on Thanksgiving. Did we go live for Thanksgiving last year? I don't even remember.
I thought we went live for every single game here on the Raiders Report.
But I don't think I went live on Thanksgiving. Why? Frank, I don't know. Congrats. Congrats. All right, Frank, I hope that you're still here, man, because this one came in a little bit earlier today. Frank Mendez. Rebel, are you kidding me? I think it's a great Marsh impression. That's the best I can do.
Next one! Next one! The only thing that would have made it better is if you actually like lose your voice. Because that's what he does every single day. He
Well, that's the
by the end, he sounds
dude's
like
cooked.
Yeah, he sounds like he smoked 2 packs of cigarettes before he hopped on.
Frank Mendez is here. Frank, did you get it?
What up, Frank?
Frank, did you get it? Frank said I've won one before. Can you confirm down below, Frank, that you just received $560 doll hairs?
Half
here
a band.
on the Raiders Report. Yeah, half a band. Half a band.
The whole time I've been sitting here trying to ponder what I would spend that $510 on. If I just on a whim made $510,
Be fun.
I think I'd want
Frank
to get
said
a
he
couple
got
new
it.
golf clubs.
Frank said he got it. Daniel, Mitch is a Chargers and Texans fan. You know, at this point, I've been called a fan of almost every NFL team, not the Raiders. I've been called a Jets fan. I've been called a Cowboys fan.
I get called a Broncos fan every single day. It's so annoying.
It's wild, dude. Now I've been called. I will say this: you're the first person to ever call me a Chargers or Texans fan. People think that I was an Eagles fan or a Steelers fan because I grew up in Pennsylvania. I did not grow up with a favorite team, but if you can't tell who my favorite team is now, then I think you're just a hater. And it's all good. All right, y'all. Reminder to hit that subscribe button. Again, I'm going to be live tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific, so please keep that in mind. I'm also going to be live again on Friday for our Week 1 Madden simulation. The video that you're going to get tomorrow is going to be my Raiders record prediction. I'm going to go through game by game. I'm going to break it all down here on the Raiders Report. Appreciate all y'all tuning in today. Fabian Moreno, MVP. Patrick Roche, thank you so much for pulling up as well. Having a good time on this stream. Bangin' Venthrak, I see you. Just Fabian, make sure you message me on Instagram. We'll get it up and popping on that IG of yours. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. If the Raiders schedule... We're just doing all sorts of stuff here. If the Raiders schedule ends up changing for whatever reason, you're just going to get another video from me because we did put out one before it officially became released. So just keep that in mind. From me, from Sam Brown, Jeremy Chuggs, the entire nation, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific here
Go
on
Broncos!
the Raiders Report. Raiders!